Woodward. We are starting off your day with a brand new crew. Meet Broder.
I can't control my arms sometimes. My limbs are just kind of flying.
Detroit Kool-Aid.
Fired up!
Y'all got Kool-Aid.
I'm fired up! But with the Wake Up Woodward crew, he's actually a part of the family.
Flannel Sam.
Ask me about my wiener.
Okay.
Along with JB and KG. Wake Up Woodward gets you all of your Detroit sports talk. Every morning, 8 to 10 a.m. Live on Woodward Sports. A show for Detroit, by Detroit, with people from Detroit. Tell Siri to set an alarm, because it's time to Wake Up Woodward.
This is our own freak out party. Get booed! This is our own freak out party. Get booed! This is our own freak out party. Get booed!
Hey, yo! What up,
what
though, people?
What was he saying?
Well, he said it's our own freak out party.
Oh my
And then
God.
he hit us with the woo!
I love
It's
Meadows.
a Friday show and the
Oh my
Tigers
God.
got me fired. I'm fired up. It's a fired up Friday, man. I am so fired up. I showed you before the show.
Yeah.
These are the Tigers shade.
You got the Detroit Tigers on the sides? On the
Yes,
frames?
sir. Yes, sir. Tigers on the frames, man.
Bro, this sounds
What
like
a time.
you're experiencing a victory Friday. There was no Thursday night football that the Lions were in, but you feel like this is a victory Friday.
It's awesome, man. And
no
just
real Thursday
the
night
electricity
football,
around the
but-
city, it's been great, man. Just even being downtown at the Pistons event, and you could feel everybody's energy. It's just, this is what we're talking about when we talk about, yo, we need October in the D. Tigers make the playoffs, because that was awesome to be at the different events and then to hear the roar of the city cheering on the Detroit Tigers, man. It's happy.
It shows you what any team in this city, success, it brings so much energy, so much positivity, so much excitement to the entire city, to the burbs, to all around the state.
All over the state.
This is the Tigers here. We're talking Tigers right now, not the Lions, and it's September. Like, the Red Wings are coming. We expect a good year out of them. The Pistons, we expect them to take a step forward. But to see what one team like this can do, we saw it a lot with the Lions going to the Red Wings games last year, ringing the horn, ringing the horn. Now there's a third team in the mix, hopefully a fourth team. So
You saw
this
who was
is
there.
the best time to be a Detroit sports fan.
You saw where Cade Cunningham spent some of his birthday, right?
Where?
At the Detroit Tigers game, cheering them on. And you know what's funny about that is that this is not bandwagon stuff. If you kind of look through his page, you'll see he has a history of going to these Tigers games,
Oh,
man.
yeah.
And where did he go before the draft? To the Tigers game.
Right.
I remember him, Ashton, Cannon, his brother, and those guys just sitting up top, and everybody in that stadium was chanting, "We want Cade," and he was absolutely loving it. He said from that moment on, he knew this is where he wanted to be, man. And so it's dope to see all of these different athletes taking notice and paying homage to what these teams that are finding that Detroit grit and paying them homage, man. It's dope.
And
it's dope.
That's been the special part about Cade Cunningham since he was drafted. Outside of his talent in basketball, he's been bought into the city 100%. 100%. And that
The whole
involves
state, man.
The whole state.
Getting all over and just giveaways, camps and such. And I know that there are other players here. And it's cool because it's a part of who we are, man.
Yeah.
We support each other here in Michigan.
Yeah. And what I love about this Tigers, and I'm not going to call it a run or a stretch. AJ Hinch doesn't want that.
Yeah.
Because that means there's an end to it, which there might not be.
He's a Jedi Master.
He is. And his post-game press conference and everything, his face is now completely lit up. He's having fun out there. AJ Hinch is having fun. That's great to see. But for Cade Cunningham, for this Pistons team, just to witness what the Tigers are doing, a team that 99.9% of the people consider down and out, buried, dead, 6 feet under, months ago, to have the turnaround like they did, and to now make a playoff push, they got magic number one. Magic number one. It's not over yet. They're not clinched yet, but we're looking at a possible playoff run for a Pistons team that finished as one of the worst in NBA history last year.
Yeah.
There's hope. There's hope that you can make a quick turnaround.
There is hope, man. I see Brad Hendricks in the chat,
Yeah,
man.
shout him out.
I see Brad Hendricks. Nobody cares that Cade was at the game yesterday.
I do.
Always have
I
Pistons
care.
talk each day. You know why? Because it's a part of the fabric of who we are. I am there with you in the gutter. I am there with you when we are walking down Woodward Avenue. Do you understand how much more meaningful it was that I know I sat through the Grant Hill era and the bloody sock era of Grant Hill, the Jerry Stackhouse era, Junkyard Dog? Do you understand how much more that meant to me when the Detroit Pistons actually got going? Because you know what? It's not like it was all roses when Chauncey Billups or Ben Wallace and these guys first got here.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
times.
jump on the bandwagon. That is fine. That's fine with me. But for me and my crew, the WUW Crew, I know what we're about. We made a commitment from the start of this thing, and we're going to continue it, to be about all of our sports teams. Yes. We all have memories, whether it's from families, friends, championships, and we're going to make sure that whether it's at the ground level or whether it's at the top, we keep it 100 and consistent.
Yeah. I don't go and watch all the other football-only shows out there, and the shows that just focus on football. Now that this Tigers run is happening, I'm not going to them to watch. I could care less what they have to say about baseball. In fact, they usually don't know anything about baseball. How many times have we seen in the chat earlier this year, why are we talking Tigers again? Why are we talking Tigers again? Look where we are now.
And what did I continue to do?
Sports.
I had to continue to reset people. Listen, guys, they teed up what this was going to be this season. It's going to be a roller coaster. We'll have ugly baseball. We'll have good baseball, but you will have potential to make the playoffs down the stretch baseball. These are the reasons why you do it. And if it winds up bad, you still stay in the trenches. You still cover this thing. You hold these teams honest, man. That's what we're supposed to do. You don't take any days off. It's about that grind and everything that you do. My heart, man, and the way it beats, especially for the example I want to set for my kids, it will not allow me to do what I'm supposed to do. Oh, man, half.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll just put it like that.
Yeah. Do I want to talk Red Wings right now? Yes. I want to get excited for that season. But on a 2-hour show with what's going on with the Tigers and the Lions and with you being the Pistons report, that gets pushed back a week or two. Like, we got to address this. But Jordan Lionheart said it best in the chat. He says, Broder, Cade yesterday, J-Mo the day before, Red Wings the day before that.
It's culture.
All the Detroit teams support each other.
Culture, man.
I love you, Brad Hendrickson. Thank you so much for being here.
I do
but that's why we do
Brad's
this.
support.
That's why we do this, and I could not be happier that this show, specifically this show, has been talking Tigers all year. All year. Let's go. Cool. Introduce that elite booth.
I was just pumping
Friday,
my man
baby.
up off camera, dog.
This Friday.
It's a Friday show.
Game.
Brad Hendricks, no, definitely appreciate the support, and I get it. The Detroit Pistons have a lot to do to build up, to earn back that goodwill of the fans. So I don't want to be amiss on that, but our responsibility, our duty, what our heart is going to be is to make sure that you guys see this thing from start to finish. It's like a movie, man. This is Detroit. But it's your boy, Brandon Dan K, Detroit Kool-Aid, your credential Pistons reporter and writer for the network. That right there is Matthew Bodar, credential Tigers reporter and writer for the network.
Shout out.
What a time right now. It's Wake Up Woodward. Shout out to that dude, Justin, Flannel Sam, and KG. They won't be with us today, but, hey, they always bring the heat when they are. Intern Chase in the sound booth, man. What up, though?
Hey, what up, though? How's it going, man?
It's going great. How's that Tigers energy going right now? You got
It's
that
going
Tigers
great.
fever?
Yeah, oh, absolutely, man. Absolutely. I'm excited, man. I was saying all year, you just got to be patient with the young guys. That patience is finally paying off, and it looks like we're going to be in the postseason a little bit earlier than some people thought. So it's going to be a good year.
Let's rock. Let's rock. Hey, Woodward Sports is MVP in the Diddy booth on the Friday show. That is JB Smooth.
Yo, what's going on? The watch party yesterday was wild. I'm not going to admit, I stayed tapped in. I was also watching the Tigers game, too, as well. I got to admit, around the bottom of the fifth, I was getting a little nervous. I wasn't waving the white flag like Maz was and saying that it was over and it was all done, but at the same time, I got a little nervous, but Cardiac Cats pulled it out, man. You got to respect that.
Hey, Cardiac Cats, Brad Hendricks, he said it must be sunny in the studio. Hey, the Detroit Tigers are shining bright, baby. Got to get the Tiger shades on. Steve-O, baby, he said, Kool-Aid, I was at the game, and all the ladies are giving me a group hug. Shout out to Steve-O, baby.
The sun never sets on a badass.
Hey, you know what, bro? I appreciate you,
I
man.
got you.
Hey, it's the WUW Crew.
I got you. Nobody says, does this feel kind of like the 03 Marlins? Arizona Diamondbacks feel? It's too magical. Magical.
Hey, listen, the Detroit Tigers are sweeping across the nation right now. I'm seeing people all over, even other national publications and outlets saying that the Detroit Tigers are America's team now. They are the team that they're rooting to see. And it's crazy because it's just this storm out of nowhere. It's almost like Hawk to a girl, man. Just out of nowhere. And now we are a force to be reckoned with, man. It is awesome because I didn't expect any of this. I was like, you know what? I know they got opportunity to get into the playoffs. We can revisit the preseason predictions and such. We were all pretty high on that. But to actually be living it outside of the analytics, outside of trying to cover it, the energy is just like, man, when's the next Tigers game? When is the next game? I need it.
It is. It's such a fun time to be a Detroit sports fan, a Tigers fan, to be able to talk about this team every morning because they play just about every day. I haven't had this much fun in the game of baseball since I retired back in 2014. Like, it's been a decade since we've had anything to really be excited about. And just what's going on with this team, they're so fun to root for. Like they're all the underdogs, despite having the best pitcher in baseball. Maybe Tarek Skubal isn't an underdog, but it's how he's pitching. It's how this team responds to adversity. Yesterday was like the perfect game to just summarize the season in a nutshell. We're talking down 3-0 going into the 6th. The bats really weren't doing anything. There was this energy that team didn't feel like they were out of it. That game wasn't over. Earlier in the year, a team puts up 3 runs, you feel like the game's over. Guaranteed, like 3 runs, you're losing that game. Yeah. Not yesterday. There's something about it. AJ Hinch is going to pull the right strings to get the right situation for Justin Henry Malloy for a sacrifice fly to one of the best arms in center field. Cora sends Vierling from third. Like, it's all working out.
You know what? Go back to that because that is so crucial. It's not just a sacrifice fly. It's the situation as well. And we talked about how aggressive the Detroit Tigers have been on the base paths. That as they've increased and improved their plate discipline, found their on-base percentage rising a lot, found the batting percentage rising marginally, AJ Hinch has been able to utilize their youth, utilize their speed, utilize the fact that they won it, man. They won it. Did you see Vierling on that last play? Like, his face the entire time against, like you said, like a cannon from center field. Like, what do you want? And they said, we want it more than you. That's what makes it so special, man, because that's when you know, bro, that's truly Detroit grit. It's not a brand. It's not. It's something that we can all identify with because we know every single day we wake up and we do that. We don't sit here for just 2 hours and then go home and it's like, hey, no, we go home and it's still the grind. Time's like 5. I know, Chase, you got like a full day. I know you got a full day. And you know what? These Tigers are playing like they need more. I'm so glad that they're not satisfied right now.
They're not. When I see Vierling do that, celebrate, let all the energy.
So pumped up.
It reminds me of J-Mo. It reminds me of Jamison Williams scoring his first touchdown, scoring any touchdown. Where it's like, I've been through so much. You're just letting out this roar, literally a roar. You're letting it out because you've been through it all, and you finally got to a place where you wanted to be. And that run was huge. That situation was huge. And if I heard you correctly, Kool-Aid, you said a sacrifice fly? A sacrifice? So they sacrificed an out to get a run? Weird. Weird. Weird that thing happened, like giving up an out for a run.
If it would have been the same exact outcome, because the way Vierling was running, if it was a bunt, would that have been a stupid decision?
Well, I'm not gonna go that far yet, because I'm not gonna go that far yet. But I'm just saying, like, there are times where giving up an out in whatever situation
where
is worth it.
Makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, I was told that you have to get a hit to score a run or something. By the way, there will be a memorial service in about 23 minutes.
What?
Yep, something has to get buried.
We'll
revisit. We'll revisit because apparently they just keep coming back.
I'm just looking at the traffic log right now for the ads. Yeah. So I think it's on me.
It is. You know, I don't want to connect burying to your pets. So I'm going to mumble.
Yeah, let's not do that.
You can though, because sometimes you got to bury the kitty litter.
The kitties are gone. The cats are here. Yeah. The jungle cats are ready to play.
Oh yeah. These Tigers are taking out their own litter, man.
Yes. Let's talk more about the game. About what's coming up this weekend with the Chicago White Sox. That magic number is 1.
This is insane.
Tell them about that. Tell them about Premier Pet.
All right, you know, You already know that the Tigers have been eating at Premier Pet Supply. It's hands down Michigan's best pet store. They offer you the same prices and all the conveniences of the online and the big box retailers with one major difference. They've been family and locally owned for over 30 plus years. Over 60 brands of food with nutrition experts to help you. Same day, local curbside and home delivery. Premier Pet Supply. Give your pet the best. www.premierpetsupply.com.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer, is kicking off the game with the best prices on all cars, trucks, and SUVs, like this 2024 Silverado for just $296 a month, or this 2025 Equinox for as low as $371 a month. Our locations in Novi, Highland, New Hudson, Livonia, and Lansing means we have the perfect Chevy right in your backyard. Get the home team advantage every day at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
Let's go Detroit Lions. Do you guys want to know where the best pregame Lions party is on September 30th? Join us at Detroit's very own Second Best Bar. Located at 42 Watson Street for the ultimate fan experience. Enjoy some smooth Tullamore Dew Irish whiskey while catching the Woodward Sports pregame show only at Second Best Bar. Come get some.
And then what happens when you're in a great business for over 50 years? You expand, you offer more products to more people. That's exactly what Les Stanford did when they added Les Stanford Buick GMC. So go check them out on Woodward Avenue, just south of 9 Mile. You can always check them out in Dearborn today or at lesstanford.com. That's Les Stanford Chevrolet. Let's drive.
Let's drive. What up, dope people? Welcome back. It is Wake Up Woodward. Shout out to Brad Hendricks. I see you in the chat. He says tonight is 100% sold out. They even sold out all the standing room only tickets. And you know what, though? This might be one of them nights where you find yourself trying to hover around the outside of Comerica Park. It's one of the more unique things where you can actually see the game from the outside of the stadium. My dad, he used to take us down there. Even sometimes when we would have tickets, we would still start off on the outside, climb up on the gate, kind of on the wall, hold on to the gate,
right?
Yep, and just look straight through, man. And it was so awesome. So that might be something that I just kind of be in the vibes, be around the city right now. If you don't have tickets, yeah. Because people were talking about, why Cade sitting out there? Well, because Tigers fans is buying up tickets.
Yeah.
That was a product. Him being all the way out there is a product, in my opinion, of the Tigers. And A-Diz, 411. Kool-Aid must have drunk a 4-pack of Red Bull. But you know what? I've probably had the equivalent caffeine amount this morning, man. The Tigers, they deserve it. They deserve us to be fired up, man. I hope we don't have to get y'all fired up.
No.
I'm going to read a couple super chats before we get into it.
Perfect. That's where I was headed. Perfect.
Go ahead, brother.
Oh, no. Here, I'll read Jerry Alexander's. He said the Twins had to use 9 pitchers last night in an 8-6 loss to the Marlins. Twins had to use 9 pitchers last night. That is huge. Tigers also have an outside shot at catching Baltimore for the top wild card spot. They do. It's going to be difficult because Baltimore plays the Twins, so we want them to win and blah, 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 blah. But it's still possible.
Yep.
It's still possible.
Burn $5 super
going,
chat.
Baby.
Keep it going. It doesn't matter who other teams bring out. The Tigers get good at bats, and the outfield is the Bermuda Triangle. We lock teams in a pressure cooker. And you know what? That was something I actually had in my notes that I meant to say yesterday about this team. They are turning Comerica Park into a true home field advantage with the fact that their speed is able to cover a whole lot of space. And we've seen them make a lot of really, really good catches out there in that outfield to help bolster this run.
Oh, yeah.
It's been awesome.
Coming up in this next segment, you see Scott Harris' vision. We're going to hit directly on that point. Directly on that point. Let me make sure I missed Dante 151. Our guy Dante from the first segment.
Jeez,
he followed up. Dante, thank you. $9.99. The Tigers are going to be in the playoffs. The Minnesota Twins' final 3 games are against Baltimore. I don't think the Twins will win 1 against them, and Kansas City faces the Braves. Braves are still playing for something. Everyone's playing for something in this mix. Baltimore maybe has the least to lose on the line, but nonetheless, Tigers are in this, BZ.
The Tigers have given themselves an opportunity to catch Baltimore if Baltimore falters, and it's because the Tigers didn't falter. There were teams that were hot on their heels. Can you imagine if they went into this Rays series and they just had a bad series?
They couldn't. You can't.
You can't. There was no margin. There's been absolutely no margin for error. We're sitting here right now at the end of the season, playing the White Sox, saying, "Oh yeah, we think they're in." We can't even go and just stamp it. That's how crazy this run has been. Because if you have one slip, not even a fall, just a slip, you catch yourself. You know what I'm saying? You still got your Riz and everything, but in this case, you would have lost a lot.
Yeah,
it's crazy to know that this team just continues, and we say it, to press all the right buttons to the point that it looks like magic. The decisions at the trade deadline, to keep Scooble, to part with Flaherty, to bring in the talent, and not just bring it in and just, hey, go have fun in the minors, but say, bro, we have something that you guys will contribute to right now. Are you bought in or not? All of them are bought in. No egos. I don't sense it. I just sense people who are having fun. And like we said, it's crazy keeping up with the players in the minors. Because those guys, man, they're just a microcosm right now of even us too.
And they got something to play for. That's why it's hard to imagine a run like this could have ever happened and will ever happen again, because it's guys like Bo Brisky who are pitching like he's trying to earn the closer job in 2025. He's not in the 3rd or 5th year of his $100 million contract. Like, he's playing for his future in this game. And out of nowhere comes 101-mile-an-hour fastballs, 101-mile-an-hour strikeouts on the corner. It's a run you could never imagine. You could never draw it up. You could never script it up. And the fact that now they got the Chicago White Sox coming to town for the last 3 games, the worst team in baseball. We could talk all we want about how bad they are. The Tigers can't lose these games. They gotta win tonight. The most important game is the one right in front of you. But the fact that it's the White Sox, you have to take care of business. And I want to ask you guys, I want to open up to some more conversation. I don't know if you heard or you saw the news over the last couple days, but Grady Sizemore, the Chicago White Sox manager, decided to push their aces start back from yesterday to today. Garrett Crochet, their best pitcher, because he wants to give the Tigers all he can. He wants to put their best foot forward playing the Tigers. They want to play spoilers. He says they're rivals. I want to ask you guys, what do you think about that? Like, does that irk you? Are you all for that? What do you think about that move from Grady Sizemore and the Chicago White Sox?
I'll keep it short because I do want to hear from our booth.
Yes.
But I love this. I want the best. This is about who are you as a Tigers team. Are you a team that is going to be formidable against any type of competition and against anything that any of these other chess moves? Because we have AJ Hinch.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know what? If you have to try and tweak things and you're going to give us your best shot, fine then. Let's definitely see what we're made of at this point in time. You're playing with a little bit of house money if you're the Detroit Tigers. So, yeah, I'm all for it, man. Let's roll.
Yeah,
Let's
Chase,
roll.
Ed O'Neill reminded me, a win tonight for the Tigers also gives the Chicago White Sox the loss record, the most losses in MLB history. What do you think about them throwing Crochet against the Tigers, trying to play spoilers?
I mean, as a competitor, like, I'm all for it. If we were on, like, she was on the other foot, I'd want us to do the same thing. I mean, Grady Sizemore is familiar with Detroit from his time playing in Cleveland. He's always kind of been a thorn in our side as a franchise. I also do not like him. So, I mean, it doesn't really bother me too much. I'm hoping Torque, can go yard on Crochet because they are both from that same 2019 draft. So that's just all I'm hoping for, hoping the Tigers can get the win. I'd love a Torque bomb tonight, whatever the odds are on that in Caesars Sportsbook, if you want to go cash that bet. And then, lock it up. Let's get a Tigers win and a Twins loss and just push past. I know either one gets us in the playoffs, but
I love it.
I'd love both.
I love it.
I love that energy.
JB Kiazi says, if it's a move by the White Sox, I really don't care. I don't care about any team that's beneath us. It goes the same way in every sport. This is what I try to convey to everyone in division. Cortez Willow follows up with the Grady Tigers. JB, what's your thought on pitching Crochet
It's
today?
a freak-off party.
Hey, whoa. Chill with that, Maz. I don't agree with all that stuff that he was saying after we won yesterday. But once again, I kind of agree with our chat member. Like, hey, I don't care about anyone else beneath us. Like, hey, it's all about us right now. I agree with Chase. like managers, they're going to be wanting to be the spoilers of us because they see the momentum that the Tigers have going right now. So obviously, you want to be that spoiler to kind of just destroy everything, but stop it from right there. Let them know that this is not going to affect them no matter what lineup change that you even try to attempt to make. They're still going to keep rolling no matter what. So like I said, we don't care about what anyone else is doing beneath us. Right now, it's all about us right now.
Hey, man. You guys' energy is on one. I see Easy just entered the chat.
Easy.
Hey, bro, just for the hype, can you please play that Maz clip a couple times, man? Shout out to Maz.
Freak off?
Let's go. The Detroit Tigers energy, boy. I'm telling you, I'm on one right now. And it's exactly like you guys are saying. Obviously, they can get in with some help from other teams, but with how this squad has been playing and the type of energy you want heading into the playoffs to give yourselves an opportunity, just keep winning. And it's the White Sox.
The White Sox.
Punt them to the moon.
Fly me to the moon.
This is our own freak out party. Get woo! This is our own freak out party. Get woo!
It's our own freak out party.
Our own freak out party. What if the Tigers got a hold of that clip and could play that on the big screen tonight? It's our own
that would be epic, dog.
Freak out party.
It's our own freak off party. I love that they're
Shout
pitching
out Maz,
Crochet.
dog.
Of course, I wish that. I mean, I wouldn't have a problem if they decided to tank this, end their season, pitch some rookie, pitch some nobody. If they want to pitch Crochet, that's fine. Tigers would do the same. I like that there's rivalries in sports.
Oh, yeah.
Tigers would do the same thing. Lions gave their best effort against the Packers at the end of the year when they had nothing on the line. Like, that's what sports are about. So, Grady Sizemore, do your thing. I still have faith that these Tigers are going to get that dub against Chicago tonight. But it also takes you back, and this isn't on the show sheet, but how many times before the season did we talk about the month of April and May? You can't get off to a bad. You can't. You can lose your chance at the playoffs in April. You may not be able to clinch a playoff berth in April and May, but you can lose your chance.
What were they, first time over 500 after 30 days, and then first time over 500 or close to it in like June or July or something?
18 and 13.
Something
I
like
remember
that
that number for some reason. They didn't falter at the beginning of the season, and although in the middle of the season or the second quarter of the season, they weren't looking so hot.
No.
The fact that they had that foundation built almost allowed for that and allowed this run possible.
Yeah.
So you got to hear it. And it's the full buy-in of the organization. It's Scott Harris all the way down to single A. And I know Wheezy in the chat, he said he wanted Scott Harris fired until the deadline. He said he loved the Sweeney trade. The deadline was a polarizing moment. A lot of different directions that this team could have gone, but they stayed the course. And I think now, Kool-Aid, we're starting to see, and it might be even earlier than he expected, but we're starting to see Scott Harris's vision at least a little bit come to light.
Yep.
Seeing what he values most, how he targets players or prospects. It's good outfield defense. And it's strike zone. It's having a mature approach in the strike zone. Your strike zone discipline.
Yep.
Like, those are two basic concepts, but we're seeing it play out in front of our eyes right now. How many games are we going to see incredible plays in the outfield from Parker Meadows? Riley Green, Wenzel Perez as of late.
It's been awesome.
It happens nearly every game.
Robbing home runs, diving and taking away extra base hits. It's been an awesome thing to see. And realistically, what's cool is we talk about the confidence that Brad and Dan and Sheila and Spillman and Disner and everybody within the Lions organization had in their plan. They know that theirs is going to work, even when we couldn't see it, even when they won 3 games. To me, what we're seeing right now is the fact that they did believe. I have to be honest with you. We laughed at Chris Ilitch. We laughed at him. Whether we have disagreements with what we believe he should do with putting the team together, he made statements in the beginning that we are ready to win. We believe we have what we need. We see them right now. Whether it's a stroke of luck, stroke of magic, or stroke of this team is confident in their vision moving forward, I have to give it up. That's what they're doing right now. And you told us early on, give Scott Harris time. He's not just building from scratch even. He had to first sort out the mess from the past, see what he has to work with right now, understand it, because I don't know what the relationship is between he and Chris Ilitch. Maybe he wants to spend a little bit more. Maybe he has a certain vision. But those are relationships that you have to build with an owner over time, and you're telling him, hey, do something different than you normally do across any of your business ventures. That's something that you have to go earn even if we agree that it's the right thing. So for Scott Harris to prove, you know what, bro, I'm going to make sure that it's undeniable, I am okay with that. And you told us, be patient. He's been here 18 months, 19 months, 20 months. I don't even know if he's been here 2 official years yet.
No.
But the returns right now with everything, because people want to bring up, does Al Avila deserve credit? Listen, Al Avila didn't get the returns on investment on his own money. You can't be mad at Scott Harris for figuring out how to get that return as well as making the right decisions on other players to bring in now. So I like where his vision is right now, and I do believe that the success we see right now means that this team was always in kind of firm control and grasp and belief in that plan.
What I want to ask you guys when we come back, this is a tough question. It involves a little bit of thinking ahead, but does this run, how does this affect Chris Ilitch and the Tigers ownership team this offseason? Does it put the pressure on them to, all right, we got to spend now, or is he going to look at it? Is he going to say, oh, I don't need to spend. We can do this without putting a lot of money in it?
I kind of want to hear your perspective.
Yeah, let's talk about that when we come back. And, second half of next segment, I think the memorial service needs to start. It's all tied into these analytics. There were a lot of, numbers thrown in my face on Big D Energy yesterday. A lot of inarguable numbers. Well, I'm going to argue them when we come back. But let me first tell you.
Rising star Matthew
about Dispo Dispensary. Because how would you like $10 of free product? I would like it. So you could just screenshot this image,
Who
bring the
doesn't
QR
like
code
free?
into any Dispo location, and you'll get a free $10 to spend in-store. You got to spend a minimum of $25, but then you get a free $10 to spend in-store at Dispo Dispensary. So visit Dispo today or disposhops.com. They are your local cannabis plug.
GAMG,
Braylon was here, Premier Pet Supply. Man, just looking around, who's got it better than pets? Come on, a baby stroller for Coda? A chef for Lola, really? You don't have to tell me who the real boss here is. Who's got it better than pets? Nobody, especially here at Premier Pet Supply. For over 30 years and more than 13 locations, Premier Pet Supply has everything that your pet can dream of, and guess what? It's all under one roof. Premier Pet Supply, family owned, operated, and proud to call Metro Detroit home. Check out premierpetsupply.com or scan the QR code today. Who's got it better than pets? Nobody!
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Have you heard of Long Drink, the gin-based cocktail? Well, we've got one right here, made in Michigan, so you can support locally, made with natural ingredients for better flavor.
Yeah, but do they know about it in outer space, bro?
Well, they don't know about it yet in outer space, but I'm sure they will. It's the Dutch Long Drink from New Holland Brewing Company, which is shoulders above the rest. Made from New Holland small batch gin, 100% real grapefruit puree for a fresh and delicious flavor for you. Tar is your local long drink, so you can go out and grab one and support locally as well too.
And at Planet Fitness, if you want a place to go work out in a judgment-free atmosphere, Planet Fitness is where you have to go. No matter where you are in Metro Detroit, there's a Planet Fitness close by. There's like 50 or more in Metro Detroit and thousands more throughout the world. You get free fitness training with every membership. You want the black card? You can go to any of those Planet Fitness locations around the world and bring a guest with you for free. You can use the Hydra massage beds, the tanning salons. You don't have a rock wall, so you can't use that, but you can use all their free weights or cardio machines. It truly is a great place. It's clean. I love it. I belong there. I have a black card. I encourage you all to too. Head to planetfitness.com where your fitness is essential.
What up, though, people? Welcome back. It is Wake Up Woodward. It's your boy, Brendan Dan K. Detroit Kool-Aid, your credential Pistons reporter and writer for the network. That right there, our credential Tigers reporter and writer for the network, Matthew Broder. And we got in the sound booth intern Chase and Woodward Sports' MVP. And the booth on a Friday, that is JB Smooth. And you know what? Yo, dog, the chat is already on one. Mike G said, JB gives the ladies the long drink.
And you know this.
Shout out to Chef's Talk Lions in the chat, man. Bon J, I've seen him here more and more recently and more consistently. Just a fan. Seeing so many people.
That's my dog, Just a Fan, by the way. That's my dog.
What up,
Crazy
Just a Fan?
Denver Blair.
Crazy Clown. It's so many people here, man.
Jan started
Eric
out, by the
Allen.
way. We didn't shout out Jan yet. We shouted out Tammy yesterday. Jan was the first one in the chat saying, what up, woo.
Man.
Legends in here, Kool-Aid. Legends.
That's what's up. Hey, this is what honestly spurs us. We talk about the caffeine, but honestly, the biggest part of this is you, chat family. Go ahead and smash that like button to support us. It encourages us, and it gets us just a little bit further. Man,
John Parker says,
Detroit
but I need a rock wall.
A rock wall.
Yeah, he was just messing on the Planet Fitness read. You don't need a rock wall. Some people do.
Hey, Divine Comedy, Seahawks are my least favorite opponent. Beat the Seahawks!
Ooh.
And you know what?
We are going to
get
talk
there.
about them. Yes.
But you know what? I gotta talk about something, bro. This question, this statement here, it got me thinking. I was like, I gotta ask our baseball guy.
Oh.
GAMG John Q says, yo, let's be real. They weren't buying in. They were selling off assets. The Tigers are winning despite those trades when management were giving up on the season. What?
Yeah, see. No, go ahead.
I was just saying, I remember in the beginning of the season, one of the things that we touted was that this guy here and the battery of this guy and A.J. Hinch, Scott Harris and A.J. Hinch, that they were specifically and uniquely designed to be able to manage a team like this. So that's why the roster looks like this. And the moves they made at the trade deadline made the team look more like a squad that A.J. Hinch can properly manage, and Scott Harris went out there and found those guys.
Yeah.
And it worked.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They were buying by selling. Like on the outside, it looks like they sold because they traded their best players for prospects. So it seems like a sell. It seems like you're giving up on the team. And while they probably couldn't have predicted this incredible run that they've been on, they still knew they had a chance to compete and play baseball how they want to play at the major league level.
Yeah.
If some of their young guys continue to develop like they were at the trade deadline. Remember, Colt Keith was heated up and still getting better. I can't remember if Parker Meadows was back yet or starting to come back, but they had pieces that if they believed in them and their development, that they were going to get better once they got back to the bigs, or for Colt Keith's instance, figuring it out at the major league level, which isn't easy. They had faith in that where they weren't writing the season off, but again, they knew that they needed to go on a historic run, but they also needed the Twins or the Royals or some team that they were battling to take a dive, and that's what happened. So they were buying while selling. Not necessarily expecting this year, but they expected this next year and the year after that and the year after. Consistently playing winning baseball with the package of prospects they got back in all these trades. Remember, everyone they traded was on a one-year contract. Everyone they traded had 2 months left. So to not trade them would have been the dumbest decision that an organization could make. Sure, would it be nice to have Jack Flaherty start a game in the playoffs? Yes. Could you predict that A.J. Hinch was going to do this with the bullpen and be this successful with the bullpen days? Have a better ERA than Jack Flaherty with a bunch of bullpen pieces? No. So for everyone that wants to dunk on people, the second they lose a game, the second their starting pitcher doesn't pitch well, say, you didn't predict this either.
But you know what? We did predict. There was one thing that I at least continued to try and make sure was a narrative here, and that's this. The great start that they got off to and the arms they have mixed with the way that A.J. Hinch is able to do whatever magic he's doing with this bullpen and have these guys, in my opinion, I don't even know if it's overachieving or if this is just who they knew these guys could be all along. All they had to do was get those bats somewhat serviceable. And that's what we discussed. Like, yo, can the pitch and hold things together long enough until at the plate, the batters start becoming more, patient. Increase that plate discipline. Find yourself getting on the base paths a little bit more. And that's what we saw happening. And when you start to do that, think about how much more confident, because we talked about the effect. We've covered this thing all season. We talked about the effect of the bats and the pitchers. And the pitchers going out there with a little certain extra stress on them, knowing we're not getting anybody on base. I have to go out there and pitch perfectly. Now all of a sudden, people are getting on base. I do believe that mojo, that kind of yin-yang, that working between the pitchers and what the batters are doing right now to get on base a little bit more, I do believe that that's having a positive effect, and it's something we have continued to cover and say these are the importance. We don't need them to go out there and be, all Barry Bonds, but can you go out there and make sure that the pitcher has a little bit of support?
Yeah, and it doesn't work if the pitcher, if the hitters don't have strike zone discipline, haven't made adjustments at the major league level of what their weakness is, how they need. There are so many things that happen, but what this team is doing the best and how they're using analytics as part of this run, it's not the blanketed just, no contacts, don't bunt because the analytics say, not to bunt. It's different. They take analytics actually deeper. They actually look at the context of the numbers, of the situation, of the batter up to plate, of the runner on base, of the pitcher pitching against them. It's not, all right, there's a righty on the mound, so we're going to pinch hit a lefty. Or there's a lefty on the mound, so we're going to pitch hit a righty. No, there's a righty on the mound, or there's a lefty on the mound. We're going to pinch hit for Kerry Carpenter, but we're going to pinch hit for somebody that has success against the type of pitch that left-handed pitcher throws. Maybe your better hitter to pinch hit in that situation doesn't hit a slider very well. And the pitcher, his best pitch, his out pitch, his strikeout pitch is a slider. AJ Hinch is going to pinch hit the worst hitter, the worst, from a batting average standpoint, whatever metric you want to work. But he's so deep into the analytics that he knows that this hitter against this type of pitcher who throws a slider has a better chance of putting the ball in play, has a better chance of moving the runner up, or sacrificing this or that. There are so many things that factor into how AJ Hinch is using analytics to dictate his moves, dictate his matchups. It's deep. It's so deep. It's so deep that when pitchers come up from AAA, like Ty Madden, like Reese Olson, AJ Hinch and Chris Fetter are understanding, hey, I'm not just looking at your ERA. Yeah, you had an ERA of 7.98, Ty Madden. I don't care about that. I see what your spin rate is on your slider. I see how you're throwing your cutter. Let's adjust this a little bit. Let's get rid of this pitch. I think the way you pronate versus supinate, I think you should throw a changeup instead of a split finger. This is why everything they did with Tarek Skubal, the splitty was his best pitch. But once they really broke it down, Tarek Skubal, when he throws, he pronates like this, where his hand goes like this versus like this. So instead of throwing a splitter, it's very difficult to throw a splitter through pronation like this. Let's throw a changeup. What's Tarek Skubal's best pitch been this year? His changeup. We're talking about Triple Crown winner, Cy Young winner. It's little things like that. Not just, all right, analytics say don't bunt, so we're not going to bunt. Not factoring in who's up to bat next, what the score of the game is. Is there a runner on second, runner on first? The situation dictates.
Yep.
We're going to have to get into the memorial service next segment, but I think it's important to talk about the analytics of what Scott Harris is building, how AJ Hinch uses it, to kind of paint the picture of what you're seeing now. While it's magical, yes, this type of baseball is what you're going to see out of the Tigers moving forward. They have a huge outfield, so they're going to prioritize defensive-minded outfielders. They're going to prioritize bats that hit for average versus bats that hit for power. Go back to the last MLB draft. You can see all you want. Drafted Max Clark over Wyatt Langford. Who's a better defensive outfielder? Max Clark. Who's a better hitter for average? Max Clark. Who's a better power hitter? Wyatt Langford. Who's more major league ready right now? Wyatt Langford. Nothing against Wyatt Langford. How Scott Harris is approaching this team building, he's doing it very, very deliberately, and he's not cutting corners. That's why he goes and gets a left-handed shortstop who's 24 with upside because the Yankees messed up his swing. They liked what the Dodgers were doing with him. They're going to go get Trey Sweeney in that trade for Flaherty. They're not going to go get who's the number Rushing, Dalton Rushing, the top catching prospect in the Dodgers organization. They're not going to go get him. They want the prospect a little farther down on the rankings, Tyrone Lorenzo, because he's a switch hitting catcher who can play shortstop, but he has play first base. He has strike zone discipline. They trust what he can do in the batter's box. Scott Harris is very, very deliberate in what he's doing. He takes a lot of heat for it. But what we're seeing now, this outfield playing defense, these young players, rookies, having professional veteran-like at-bats. Wenceel Perez the other day saw 43 pitches in the game against the Rays. He's a rookie. Like, this is just a microcosm of what's being built, and I am so excited for it. I love this baseball. I hate seeing power hitters strike out 3 times a game. I'm here for it, and it's just going to get better. Hey. Remember, Max Clark isn't even in the bigs yet.
Look, man, you got the chat going. You get the people going.
Let's go.
Shout out to Phil. Pro Nate? Super Nate?
Yeah.
I get bricked when brother talks just like this. Kiazi, I'd rather procreate. Shout out to Kiazi. I do that a lot.
He does 4 times at least.
Shout out to Jordan Schaefer. He said nobody on offense has to be the guy, so they all play looser. And Chris Hoyt, he said Scott Harris flipped our rentals like real estate.
Wait,
I like that. Chris Hoyt said that Scott Harris flipped our rentals like real estate.
Yes.
It's like we didn't even own it.
Yes. And guess what?
Flaherty, he got equity still.
If he wants, Flaherty can come back. You know what? All this proof, all this magic is happening means that more pitchers, we'll start with the pitchers, more pitchers are going to be seeking out Detroit as a destination to revive their career. Shoot, maybe even, why don't I sign a multi-year contract with them? Because I see what they're doing with pitchers. I see how they're developing pitchers. And oh, wait, I look at their minor league system. They got dudes coming up. This is going to be a good offensive team here shortly.
And you're going to tell me that a guy like Flaherty didn't fall in love with Detroit? He didn't fall in love with the state of Michigan? You got a guy like Ben Johnson who said, you know what? It wasn't just the football of it all. There's one thing that we don't really harp on or focus on as it relates to Ben Johnson's decisions to be here as well. It was also this state. He's like, bro, our family loves it here. We fell in love here.
Yeah.
Stan Van Gundy, and rest in peace to his wife, they kept their property here, man. Even after he left, they said we fell in love here. You know, those things play a big role too, and it honestly shows just how far, not just downtown Detroit has come, but just how far the state of pure Michigan has come as well, man. It's always been beautiful, but now that people got their eyes on it, it's something that you can fall in love with. How can you turn down how beautiful it is here, how much the people are going to support you, the fact that this team is playing for something. The Tigers honestly have given themselves all the cards. They just have.
That's true. Brian Ruth, Detroit as a whole, becoming the destination.
Yeah.
It's becoming it. And from a pitcher standpoint, I'll tell you what, finding a pitching coach that you trust in a game where any throw you make could be the end of your career, just like football. Just like why people want to come play for Dan Campbell. They trust him. They trust that he's going to put you in the right situation to be successful, and he has your health and your life and your future in mind. Finding a pitching coach is the same for pitchers. You want someone you can trust not only to bring the best out of you, but also to protect you. Because I had a pitching coach.
I'm so glad you went there.
I was throwing curveballs and sliders with weighted balls and softballs, and there are very easy ways to mess up your arm quickly.
I'm so glad you went there just real quick because I know we got to get into the next segment,
Yes.
but that was another thing that you covered. You said we have to have time to see the ripple effect. You know, you drop a rock in, just let the ripples take effect. And you stated the fact that they were changing things throughout the minors as well. So think about this now. Now we're actually sending players down and they're coming back showing improvement. Now the players in the minors are actually coming up here during pressure-packed, some of the most exciting times in Tigers' recent history. And are they faltering, or do they look like they've been trained for this moment? They've been trained to do exactly what A.J. Hinch needs to be ready for it. I'm sure that the terminology, I'm sure that the expectations, that they are the same. And you stated that they made changes also to the minor league system. Just wait for those things to start to take root. And that's why I like calling this stuff out, to make sure that we are honest, especially early on as a show. And probably new to some people, even though we've been covering sports here now for 3-4 years. But you've covered this thing. As our credentialed Tigers reporter, you've painted the picture as Da Vinci Broder. and it's really shaping up the way that you called it.
And I know that doesn't reach the 11 o'clock show, or even if you've been in sports for a while, like somehow you still fail to understand the nuances of baseball. But I'm going to tell you a little bit more about those nuances when we get back from break.
You reached Mike G. He said, "Kool-Aid, this Tigers run has me supinated like a boss."
I love that. We're going to do a pregame show, JB?
Yep.
Let me tell you first. Come on back. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about bunting. Then we'll get into the Lions because they got a big game coming up on Monday night. But speaking of those Lions, we got an epic pregame schedule set for you, kicking off our game days with me and Terry. I got the legend Terry Foster of Woodward and Maine.
With the rising star.
Yes, every game day. I don't know what we're doing this weekend or this Monday, but every game day from 8 to 9 on Sundays, Terry and Foster kick it off. Terry Foster and I kick it off with Woodward and Maine. Set the stage for the legendary, the golden voice of Neal Ruhl and Sean Belizean for the Detroit Lions pregame show. They break it all down. They do a fantastic job of getting the crew, getting Detroit ready. This week, I do know this week the heavyweights are hosting the pregame show down at Second Best in Detroit, all sponsored by Sabbath Coffee Roasters, Tullamore Dew, literally brought to you by Tangerine Space Machine, Taller, your local long drink, Sabbath Coffee, and Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey. Check us out.
To prove that you can get just as strong at Planet Fitness, we're seeing if people can tell the difference between our 75-pound dumbbell and a 75-pound dumbbell from an overpriced competitor gym. Okay, the old flick test, that never fails.
There's literally no difference.
Plus, you can save $28 or more when you join today. Wow.
Why would I pay more to lift the same weights?
It's the Planet Fitness Strong Choice Sale. Save $28 or more. Join for $1 down, $15 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends October 10th. Planet Fitness. Light price, strong choice.
Thank you to all the fans for making Woodward Sports your #1 online destination for Detroit sports. We promise not to drop the ball.
So just to get the heated steering wheel, I also had the spring for the bigger rims.
Yeah, that's how they get you. Those upgrades will cost you an arm and a leg every time.
Hey, new car crew, how'd it go this weekend? I got a great deal on mine.
How?
I went to Randy Wise, not those other guys. They got me in a great new ride, and they didn't break my budget. Hey, could you pass me the sugar?
How?
Never mind.
He made the wise choice.
Yep.
Make the wise choice at randywisechevy.com.
Can't get enough Lions coverage? Make sure you catch all Woodward sports shows every game day. Wake up with Woodward and Maine, giving you the latest insight into the Lions locker room and press conferences. Then join the Lions pregame show, highlighting key matchups, injuries, and what to watch for during the game. Follow all the ups and downs of the live game action with our Woodward Watch Party live on YouTube and woodwardsports.com. After the game, check out the instant fan and host reactions with the Lions postgame show. Every game, it's wall-to-wall, kneecap-biting, high-fiving, chest-pumping Lions coverage.
Hell yeah!
Only at Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Hey, are you dealing with divorce, child custody, visitation, or other family law issues? Well, Kevin and Catherine at KDK Law in Birmingham, they got your back. They got 10 plus years of experience, offer their clients 24/7 availability. So why don't you go ahead and scan the QR code on the screen or call 248-0476. Tell them Woodward Sports sent you, and guess what? KDK Law, they'll pay your filing fee. That's right, KDK Law, they have got your back.
Hey, KDK Law's got your back. Wake Up Woodward Sports got your back. And chat family, we need you to have our back. And if you have our back, we'll then again have your back with some merch. Listen, we're just about our normal goal. If we get double the normal goal, then guys, we're gonna have double the merch giveaway. So let's rock.
Double.
And you know what? I'm not gonna belabor this any longer.
Well, thank you.
It's just time to jump right in the rebuttal.
Yeah. So apparently, I don't know what
I'm taking the glasses
Neal
off
saw
for this one.
or didn't see, because he decided to kind of disregard the entire segment, everything I was saying about bunting, and decided to focus on, my cute little edits, my cute little edits of the words coming out of his mouth. I did that on purpose because I wanted to use his words to argue and debate versus just putting words in his mouth. Like it seems like it's happening to me, because I don't remember ever saying that anytime there's a runner on first, you should bunt. Every time you should bunt in this situation. No, It's a situation-by-situation basis.
Yeah.
That's what I've been saying all along. So, yeah, the cute little edits were your words, which included the words like never, like inarguable, like never. When I hear never, you know what else I'm going to do, which they decided to focus half their bid on, is I'm going to cherry pick one time when it worked. Because when you say never, that means it never works. So, yeah, I'm going to cherry pick the time when it worked. But then Spenny says, did he show any of the times where it doesn't work? No, I didn't, because it happens very often. It's assumed. Just like when people get hits, you don't show or talk about the other 7 or 8 times that they didn't get a hit, because baseball numbers, it's a game based on failure. All the numbers, you have a very small percent chance to accomplish things. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I didn't show the times. It doesn't work all the time. Are you supposed to bunt often? No. I would never tell you that. Are there certain situations where you should bunt? Yes. Yep. 100% I'll tell you that. Should there ever be a world we live in where the Dodgers or the Padres bunt more than the Detroit Tigers? Absolutely not. There's nuance to it. There's context to it. So, despite forgetting about all the context and the nuance that I tried to explain yesterday with, the chess analogy, with the punter analogy, everything I said yesterday, said, I'm going to hit you with stats and numbers and facts, and these are inarguable. Let me just remind you, I'll just paint the end of the little rant on stats. Here's what Neal had to say yesterday after he shared his stats.
So you can tell me what you think, Broder, and what your little cute edits have. I go by math and fact. Those are the numbers. They're inarguable. Inarguable.
Inarguable. Well, I'm going to argue them. Because you look at point number 1. Between 15% and 30% of sacrifice bunt attempts fail to move the runners. So wait. You're telling me between 70 and 85% of the time those runners do move up? And 4 to 5% result in the lead runners getting out? So 95 to 96% of the chance the lead runner doesn't get out? Versus a hit where if you're a Hall of Famer, 70% of the time you're not getting a hit. 70% of the time you're not going to get a hit versus 70 to 85% chance you're going to bunt and move the runner up. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah.
Arguable. Second stat, which I don't even see any stat in there. It's just a blanketed statement. Statistical analysis show that the cost of a lost out is greater than the benefit of advancing a runner. So, a lot of work. What inning are we in? Who's up to play it?
Yeah.
Who's on base? What team is playing? What's the situation?
Because do we throw out JHM's sacrifice fly yesterday because it was an out?
Yeah, you should have
advanced the runner.
He should have just tried to get a hit. He should have just been thinking swing to the gaps, try to hit a no.
So it doesn't matter that Matt Vierling has demon speed on the bases. He's aggressive. He's gonna probably plow through the catcher, even if it was a great throw.
You can't. That's too much context, man. Just bunt. You can't bunt ever. You can't. It's weak. It's weak, Kool-Aid. There's no nuance. There's no bunting down 1 can lower odds. I don't know why you included that, because I wouldn't bunt down 1 odd. Bunt down 1. So I'm not quite sure. That's a very specific situation for you to say never. Here, I'll never say you should bunt every time. I'll say sometimes, not never. But he decided to use the words never.
I see some comments in the chat. Phil DeYoung, he said, it is a lost art. John Fisher, Neal getting cooked. Fire emojis.
But you know what?
Greg G, Broder GM.
Oh, good morning, Greg. Good morning, everybody. It's just it's a weird.
I think you meant general manager.
It's a weird stance to take when part of our audience is former teammates of mine. 2 of which sit. One sits on the left side of AJ Hinch. Will be there tonight. The other sits on the right side of AJ Hinch. And they seem to support my stance. So it's very weird to take this stance against me. It's odd. But you want numbers? I'll give you some numbers. JB, could you go to the next one? I'll forget about the nuance and context of players and everything that's happening. I'll show you some numbers from Tom Tango's playing the percentages in baseball. If you see up at the top,
my man brought the Excel spreadsheet.
I mean, you're going to throw numbers at me without any context.
Let me button up my top button before you get going.
I'm going to argue them because
I got to get professional, man. I had to take off the glasses and the hat.
This is where the burial starts.
Oh.
You see in the top, I circle them for you. I know it's a little bit confusing to see, but the very first two circles, runners on first and second with nobody out. Your run expectancy, which is the total number of runs you're expected to score in that situation. First and second, nobody out. 497? 487. So in the hypothetical situation that you bunt with runners on first and second with nobody out, you get to the second line, second and third, one out, your run expectancy goes down. So the total numbers of runs that you're expected to score goes down. Fair. Okay, you score less runs. But if you want to look down at your chances of scoring, the next box, meaning just your chances of scoring one run, scratching across one run off the plate. Runners on first and second, nobody out. 61.7% run expectancy. Chance of scoring. Hypothetical bunt goes down, moves the runner up to second and third. Your chances of scoring a run, one run, not two, not three, not more than one run, it goes up. It goes up to 68%.
You're cooking right now.
So you are and this is the nuance of bunting. You are sacrificing more total runs, the chances of more runs. Remember the word sacrifice. You are sacrificing an out. You are sacrificing more total runs. But when you just need one run, you're just trying to extend the lead, or you're running, it goes up. It looks like the numbers speak to you bunt. You have a better chance of scoring if you bunt the guy over. If you bunt the guy on first and second over. For a team whose batting average has been pretty putrid. Right. And now during this current time in Tigers history, I would say bunt a lot less than I was at the beginning of the season. Yeah. Because at the beginning of the season, their offense was putrid. At least now we see them able to manufacture runs the other way. But inarguable. Hey, listen, I got to read off the chat, bro. Mr. Joe the Gringo. For the Mike G said you pulled out the PowerPoint and the laser pinpointer and all that stuff. Hey, look, I did my button up, take off the hat. It was business mode, man. And Broder was handling business. Mr. Joe the Gringo. Broder and Neal need to smoke a bunt together. Yeah, hell yeah. Oh my gosh, man! It's people are loving it, man. Speakeasy Sports got the popcorn emojis in the chat. And if you comment in the chat, you I think Dante might have one time, the triple play that ended or that allowed the Padres to clinch, and the rebuttal is, well, yeah, you picked the one time it worked, or this is my favorite, it wasn't even a good bunt. Exactly. It shows how hard it is to field a bunt. I'm just going to stick to the numbers, and I'm not going to go into the detail about all the different things, the pressure it puts on the defense, the 10 more things that a pitcher has to think about and do, how little they practice bunting. That Dodgers clip that I cherry-picked was 2 straight plays where the pitcher failed to field an easy bunt, a bad bunt, 2 bad bunts. Things happen. That's why you put pressure on a defense. It's not just a number without any context. Nuance, baseball, Tigers. This is a magical season. Like, what more do you have to say? Enjoy your time 6 feet under. Oh. He finished. I'm sorry. He finished. Said, when you come at the king, you best not miss. That's how he wrapped up the segment. Well, this is from Jay-Z. Most kings, they get their heads cut off. Call me Kennard.
For those who don't know, he's the kid who shot Omar in The Wire.
Come at me, bro. I didn't hear you, by the way, Chase.
I said Kennard is the kid who shot Omar in The Wire, for those who don't know.
Thank you.
You know what?
Thank you.
We haven't had Bar King in a long time. You might just have to be our winner this week.
I can't wait to watch it. I see the chat going insane right now. I was locked in.
I like Broder right here. Woo! Goodness gracious.
It's just the point is, and I love Neal.
He's on that Gambit energy right now, dog.
Yeah. Well, it's just like I'm sick. I'm not putting this on Neal. I'm
making a name for myself.
There are ways you can say that analytics are ruining the game of baseball, and I've felt that way in some spurts. But to me, it's more about the context of the analytics, how it's being used. AJ Hinch is a very analytical, driven manager. We see it every night. But it's not just looking at like high-level numbers. He is going into so much detail on how he's trying to pick the right situations, how he's trying to put these players, these young players with not a lot of data, if any, because a lot of them haven't played in the major leagues, putting them in certain situations for them to be successful. That's what I think is so magical about this run, how he's using them. You're not going to use analytics against me to take the magic out of the game, to take the nuance out of baseball. It's going to turn into a computer one day. Like, it's going to start with the robo umpires, and it's going to turn into a digital game.
You got the chat going. Shout out to Speakeasy. He said, Unky, referring to Neal, is still goated on the mic.
Oh, yeah.
But good job, Broder.
He is still goated on the mic.
Mr. Joe the Gringo, this is all a part of Neal's master plan to help make Broder a better reporter. Broder took the challenge and came prepared. I
know.
Let me see. I had other ones lined up. That one kind of took me off a little bit, bro. Nicholas Duncan will hear about this in 2 hours.
I don't know what more there is to say, but you'll throw numbers at me. You'll say never.
Hey, listen.
Listen, he'll say there's never never a situation you should bunt, and then a few minutes later he'll say, well, unless it's like you're running around second in extra innings, then I'm cool with it. But never. But it's weak. But never. But a situation arises.
JB, who knew we were getting Bar King and chin music today?
I know I didn't know. I just know Broder and how he comes prepared for every fight or every thing that he wants to get into, especially when it comes to baseball as well too. So Neal, if he wants to rebuttal, he's got his work cut out for him. So I guess you'll have to tune in at 11 to see his rebuttal. But who knows? As of right now, Broder's got him cooked.
Yeah, we'll pause right now before I read this next super chat so it can have its own space. All right, Saga, $4.99 super chat. Good morning, WUW Crew. It's my birthday, turning 24. Happy birthday to you. He said the best gift will be these gritty Tigers clinching tonight. I am fired up. I'm fired up. Have a great day. Have a great day, Saga.
Happy birthday to you.
Thank you. Happy birthday. Man,
don't let me prepare.
They got some spicy Broder for the birthday too.
Don't let me prepare. Woo! Don't let me.
Don't let them win game 8.
They said Broder is Gambit from X-Men. So somebody heard the reference. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
this is that. I'm about to make a name for myself.
We do have to get to break. But you know the Arizona Diamondbacks who lost in the World Series last year. Numbers 36. They led the major leagues in sacrifice bunts last year, and had the most sack bunts in the entire in baseball history in the playoffs, en route to the World Series, which they did lose to the Rangers. But hey, they're a team that needed to. Not all bunts are created equal.
Chat is electric today, y'all. Let's get these likes up, man. Let's get these likes up.
I only made it through like half my notes, so
you
feel free to come on back.
Let's
talk some Lions. Sorry,
you got more.
Let's get through these segments. Maybe we open up some time somewhere. It's a Friday show. You know what? It's awesome.
I'm about to make a name for myself.
Yeah, there you go. That's Broder. We're going to have to find a way to Photoshop his face onto Gambit, dog.
I'm about to make a name for myself.
Walk in any Lady Jane's haircuts for men today. Open 7 days. This man, hold on, dog. Let me wait. Oh, man, Broder. It's a Friday show. Walk in any Lady Jane's haircuts for men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircuts, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Just scan the QR code that's on the screen right now and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's haircuts for men. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins are always welcome. Lady Jane's haircuts for men. It is wicked awesome.
Wicked awesome.
And I don't know if there is a bunt bet on Caesar Sportsbook, but after hearing Broder, you might want to take it right now. And you can do that with a risk-free bet that Caesar Sportsbook is giving you right now. All you got to do is scan that QR code on the screen, use code Woodward1000, and you can deposit up to $1,000 and bet up to $1,000. And if that bet does not hit, they will put that money right back into your account. I'm not joking. Scan the QR code on screen, use code Woodward1000, and make some money this weekend.
To prove that you can get just as strong at Planet Fitness, we're seeing if people can tell the difference between our 75-pound dumbbell and a 75-pound dumbbell from an overpriced competitor gym. Okay, the old flick test, that never fails.
There's literally no difference.
Plus, you can save $28 or more when you join today. Wow.
Why would I pay more to lift the same weights?
It's the Planet Fitness Strong Choice Sale. Save $28 or more. Join for $1 down, $15 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends October 10th. Planet Fitness. Light price, strong choice.
Congratulations to the real Coach of the Year, Motor City Dan Campbell.
Just put your head down and go to work. It's about to be fun, man. It's about to be fun.
Woodward Sports.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
So just to get the heated steering wheel, I also had the spring for the bigger rims.
Yeah, that's how they get you. Those upgrades will cost you an arm and a leg every time.
Hey, new car crew, how'd it go this weekend? I got a great deal on mine.
How?
I went to Randy Wise, not those other guys. They got me in a great new ride, and they didn't break my budget. Hey, could you pass me the sugar?
How?
Never mind.
He made the wise choice.
Yep.
Make the wise choice at randywisechevy.com.
Fuel your Lions fandom with the perfect cup and become a subscriber of Sabbath Coffee Roasters. Whether you are gearing up for a big game or savoring a quiet morning, Sabbath Coffee Roasters has you covered with fresh, locally roasted specialty coffee. Delivered right to your door. Head to www.sabbathcoffeeroasters.com. Choose your favorite roast and use code Woodward to get 25% off your first subscription order. Awake and unwind. Support local and enjoy game day right with Sabbath Coffee Roasters. What up, though, people? We are back. It's Wake Up Woodward, man. It's your boy Brandon Den, a.k.a. Detroit Kool-Aid. Mr. Matthew Broad over there. Intern Chase in the sound booth. Woodward Sports MVP JB Smooth in the TD booth on a Friday, also known as the TD booth.
Friday.
Shout out to KG, that dude Justin, and Flannel Sam, the rest of the brothers on the WUW Crew. But we got to talk about one Mr. Aaron Glenn.
Yeah.
He finds himself really squarely in kind of the crosshairs of a lot of different conversations amongst Lions fans. This defense is humming, but the Seattle Seahawks have just been a bane in his existence, man. I believe that he's going to have – I don't think he's going to have some of those same issues that he's had in the past, whether it's about Pete Carroll or not, or whether it's more about the fact that I believe he finally has the tools to go along with the schemes, and Tyrell Williams was really helping that defensive line. I believe that Aaron Glenn is going to have a day against the Seattle Seahawks Monday night.
I think so, too. And I think so, too. I put in the sheet, like, how important is this game for Aaron Glenn? I think it's important, but I don't know if it's as important as everyone's making it out to be, like, he's on the hot seat if they lose or this and that. I think it's big and it's important. And as a man, you know he wants to beat the Seahawks because they've kind of made him look silly the last couple of years. So he wants it. It's an important game, but it's mostly important for this team. They got some injuries, especially on the offensive end. They're going to be missing Frank Ragnow. Mm-hmm. It does look like Brian Branch, Aleem McNeil, and Ennis Rakestraw are going to be playing, which points towards Aaron Glenn does finally have, like, dudes on this defense with him. We've seen him have success these first 2 weeks, and I think we're going to see it again. Because what Aaron Glenn wants to do, he's able to do now. He's able to play more man coverage. He's able to move into zone when he needs to, when he wants to, but he's able to put Terry on, Carlton Davis, those dudes on DK Metcalf, on Jackson Smith and Jigba, on Tyler Lockett. And he's able to continue to run creative blitzes with whether it's Amik Robertson, whether it's his DBs or linebackers or whoever. I think it's a big game for Aaron Glenn. Not make or break, not hot seat worthy, but one that he wants to win and he wants to pump his chest out. Like, all right,
as competitors, you want to win every game. And honestly, as a coordinator, as a coach, you want to make sure that you always have your guys prepared. For me, what this represents is just making sure that, and I know his guys believe in him, but a game like this, right? We all know that there are certain games that players and competitors circle on their calendars. And if I'm one of those players, I am looking to see if he's circling this on his calendar.
Yeah.
Are you taking it personal? We talk about the chips on their shoulders that they are able to carry, and I do believe so early in the season, when you kind of take this as it relates to the bigger picture, which is what you were getting at, that's where you have to have a game like this. We talk about, listen, if this is a team of expectations like we believe, I think you said it best. The bar that sums this up perfectly is great teams beat a Seahawks team like this.
Yes.
Despite anything that they may be facing injury-wise. It's not just next man up. It's now about the depth that you have. It's about the improvements you've made with your positional coaches. It's about the improvements that you have from some of your top players on this team. Go out there and handle business, and that's why I'm feeling a lot more confident going into this game against the Seahawks than I did last year.
Yeah. JB, what are your thoughts on this in terms of Aaron Glenn and this defense? How important is it?
I mean, I feel like you guys. I don't think it's like crazy important, as Kool-Aid said. Like, he's not on a hot seat or anything like that. If anything, these past few games have proven that this defense has taken a step forward. I know these injuries suck. They really suck, especially having all these players out. But you're going to get to see Enos Ringstraw in this matchup, which I would love to see, actually, because I feel like we haven't seen him like a whole lot during this whole season. And I know the matchups aren't great, but it's still fun to see what these players have going on for them right now, especially the wide receiver matchup with, I mean, you got DK on one side, Amon-Ra on the other side. You're going up against Terrion Arnold, and you also have Devon Witherspoon. I think I'm saying his name correctly. Yeah. I want to see that matchup as well too. Like, how are these guys going to match up a lot more? And it's the next man up mentality. Like, this team is battle tested a little bit more. They know the goal and the job ahead of them right now. Even though there might be some injuries and some struggles, they're still going to go out there and play their best, up to their best as they can. So that's my whole mentality behind it. Next man up, no, it's get the job done.
That's it. That's it right there, man. Get the job done. What about you, Chase?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not so much worried about this defense. I think the offense might have a good chance to succeed and build off of what they did last week against Arizona, especially in the first half. Seattle is 3-0, but if you look at how they've gotten to 3-0, they had to come back against the Broncos in Week 1. They went to overtime against the Patriots in Week 2, and then they beat the Dolphins with, you know, their second and third string quarterbacks. It's Skylar Thompson and Tim Boyle playing for them. So I don't think the Seahawks have had to really test themselves too much and have, you know, in a way played down to the level of competition they've had to face so far. I think this is going to be their first true test for them. And I'm not, you know, like I said, I think the past 2 years we've been playing the Seahawks the first year, we both kind of expected to be poorer teams and we wanted to win that game. Last year we expected more from our team and we're expecting to win that game. I think we proved enough to ourselves last year, or the Lions have proved to themselves enough last year, that whether or not they win this game isn't going to determine their season for them. But obviously, like, no team ever wants to go out there and just accept defeat. You want to go out there and win every game.
Yeah, I don't Neal in the chat says AJ needs this game to be like the Lions lost because of the offense, not because of the defense. You know, minus the loss part. But
yeah, we don't want no losing. But I do understand his point.
Yes,
I do get that.
I want to jump ahead to take the first part of Peaks and Cheeks, because I think it's an interesting conversation to be had before Monday, and we can talk about the Lions all Monday. The first statement I had in Peaks and Cheeks, which is our version of buy or sell, is the Lions should prefer that the Vikings beat the Packers and move to 4-0 instead of the Packers winning and moving to 3-1. So, which do you think? What's the best scenario to play out for Lions fans in this Vikings versus Packers games? We're talking a 3-0 Vikings team that's playing really well, maybe surprising some people. Sam Darnold at cornerback, going to 4-0. More wins in the win column for them, or the Packers to get another win without Jordan Love. Like, what do we want?
I was deliberating that, and in my opinion, especially with the Lions having a loss, maybe it changes if they don't have a loss, but with them having a loss, I want the other teams catching an L. I don't want to look in our division and see a 0 on the right side of that dash for any other team. Yeah, get it. That's the option I want. Give the Vikings an L. Yeah,
Vikings are first out. JB, you looking for a Vikings to move to 3-1 and the Packers to move to 2-2, or the Packers to go to 3-1 and the Vikings flip that? You know, 4-0 Vikings, 2-2 Packers, or 3-1 Packers, 3-1 Vikings.
I kind of want to see the wait, who's moving to 4-0?
The Vikings.
I kind of want to see the Vikings like take a step back a little bit. Like, I don't want them to keep continuing on this hype train to give them more and more confidence in Sam Darnold and all the receivers that they have there. Like, take a step back to kind of like lower their expectations a little bit. The whole Green Bay Packers thing is honestly luck with Malik Willis. Who even saw this coming, honestly, besides probably Maz or somewhere who's kicking himself that the Lions didn't take him for some odd reason, which I don't think we needed him. But let's be honest. I want to see the Vikings honestly take a little bit of a step back.
Yeah. Yep, I'm right there with you, man. And honestly, because I know Chase is about to go, but I'm right there with you. They're the wild card. If the Packers find a way to save hold, it's like, you know what? That was the expectation. At the end of the year, they were going to be right there with the Lions. But the Vikings were that sneaky team to me, and it's just like, you know what? Let's just kind of rain on that parade a little bit. Let's dampen that a little bit. What about you, Chase?
I'm going a little bit different. I actually would rather see the Vikings go to 4-0. You said that you think the Packers are that wild card, that team you believe would be right below the Lions.
I believe the Vikings are that wild card team.
Oh,
That's the team I've been all offseason. I've been saying I think we need to pay a little bit more attention to Sam Darnold and Justin Jefferson. And Broder has been talking about that Vikings defense. And now they look like something formidable after last year. If the Lions didn't handle them, then what happens with the Vikings? They're in that playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, I think Kevin O'Connell's a good coach, and like Brian Flores has the defense playing well. I'd still rather see them win than create any type of level. I mean, at the end of the day, if the Vikings are 4-0, we move to what would be 3-1, and the Packers are 2-2. We're not tied with anybody in the division. We have one team that we got to climb, and we're expecting to beat them 2 times this year. So that shouldn't be a problem. It shouldn't be a hurdle we have to deal with. I'd rather let the other teams help us, build that gap that we want in the division. Because I'm not worried about Minnesota, especially when it comes December and January if they end up making it that far. Minnesota is one of those teams that has tended to choke in the playoffs.
See, I'm with Chase. And I had to think about it for a long time. I believe more in the Packers than the Vikings. I don't think the Vikings can keep this up all season. So with the expected downfall of the Vikings, or at least drop off to, not being that number 2 team in the NFC North, dropping down to 3 or 4. I don't think that's going to happen. But I want the Packers to lose as many games as possible without Jordan Love, because I think Jordan Love is great, and when he's back and if they're clicking, they're a dangerous team. So the more losses that they can get on their record earlier in the season, the better. But both sides of the argument have its pros and its cons. It's an intriguing
conversation because when you look last year, if the Packers do not get that win against the Lions late in the season, things look a little bit different for them going towards the end of the year. If the Vikings get a win or 2 against the Lions, so it's like the Lions had a hand directly in both of those teams and what they did or didn't do to end that season and have a playoff position or not. So for me, I'm not looking at this as if the Vikings are a cast-off. I believe that they were what they were. How many games did they win last year? Was it 9 for the Vikings?
I'd have to double check. They might have won 10 and missed the playoffs.
But that's what I'm saying. They lost 2 games to the Lions. If they would have split, then their record is looking pretty similar to the Packers. And that's where I'm just like, man. And now they got a better quarterback this year and a heightened defense. And so the Packers, I feel like as
they were 7-10.
Yeah, 7-10. So
yeah,
a couple off. Okay. Oh, that's what it was. If they flip their games with the Lions and they're sitting at a couple wins. But I don't know, man. I kind of want to put a damper. See the Lions at the top of the division, but I get your point, man. Yeah. Beat up the Packers early on in the season.
This is a game where the Lions prove why I still had them at number 2 in my power rankings, despite the loss. Like, I believe they're that team. Let's go take care of business against the Seahawks. We'll talk more about that game.
Beat the Seahawks!
Much more about that game on Monday, because it is Monday Night Football. They're wearing the blacks, the funeral, the all blacks.
Yeah.
But for now, we're going to come back. We got JB's bets and what's trending with JB Smooth coming up. So, Kool-Aid, can you tell them about our favorite insurance provider?
Hey, I will, man. They protect you from all sorts of things.
Even baby oil.
Hey, now more than ever, it's critical for you to have your current insurance provider reviewed. Why? Swiss will hold them honest and make sure that your current carrier is not slipping in anything extra or making anything slippy at all. It's the no Diddy of insurance, man. Call Mark at Swiss Insurance today, 313-530-1698, or visit them online, SwissINS.com. Let them know Woodward Sports.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles, and with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
To prove that you can get just as strong at Planet Fitness, we're seeing if people can tell the difference between our 75-pound dumbbell and a 75-pound dumbbell from an overpriced competitor gym. Okay, the old flick test, that never fails.
There's literally no difference.
Plus, you can save $28 or more when you join today. Wow.
Why would I pay more to lift the same weights?
It's the Planet Fitness Strong Choice Sale. Save $28 or more. Join for $1 down, $15 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends October 10th. Planet Fitness. Light price, strong choice.
Game is won in the trenches, and our big fellas don't mess around. The Woodward Heavyweights on Woodward Sports. Thank you to the Detroit Lions and Sheila Ham for the best season in Lions history. Now it's time to let Brad Holmes cook. Woodward Sports. Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
Hey, you dreaming of a new home but feeling the financial pinch? Mark White & Associates, your trusted real estate experts, they're here to help. Mark White and his team, they'll pay up to $5,000, $5,000 of your closing costs. I repeat, $5,000. So call Mark White & Associates today at 248-290-8242 or visit them at markwhitesells.com. Again, call Mark White today at 248-290-8242 to make your real estate dreams come true. And once you buy your house,
celebrate.
Celebrate. Yeah, have a little platter. Have a wings platter. Signature wings from Soroki's. Because Soroki's Crispy Chicken and Pizza, they have a new limited time offer just in time for this football season that is continuing on. Soroki's, they're debuting their fresh signature flavored wings. So grab your friends, order a New York style pizza, and add fresh wings for the games this weekend. Try one of their 7 different flavors and go check them out at www.worldwideweb.sorokis.com.
What up, though, people? Welcome back. It is Wake Up Woodward. Man, what a show it's been. It's been spicy. It's been a little bit of chin music. Y'all got some unintended barking going on. A funeral, a burial, you said.
Yeah. I don't know if you can claw your way out of that box.
And, you know, I keep thinking about this, man. The NFC North, it ain't nothing to play with, man. It is not anything to play with at all. The Vikings, the Packers, I'm sitting here now wondering, like, man, do we just bury the Packers now? Or do you want to put a damper on the Vikings? It's a tough thing, and I'm glad that we went around the horn with that to get everyone's perspectives, because I see it both ways. If there was a way that everybody could catch L's other than the Lions, let's make it happen. Yeah. But, man, as long as the Lions take care of business and are that great team that you kind of hinted at, just go out there and win these games you're supposed to. You got to wake up Carly with the Bucks. But let's get around the NFL. I know JB Smooth.
You got degenerates out there who like gambling?
Caesar.
Do you degenerates like gambling?
My man JB Smooth sponsored out this mug, huh?
We got a dude to break it all down for you. JB, what's up?
Not too much. I know last week did not go over so well, but once again, shout out to Caesar Sports.
I want some pizza now.
I know. I want some pizza too. After that Soroki's read, but we're on the Caesars right now. Like I said, last week didn't go so great, and, you know, my apologies as well for that too. But hey, you know what? We're always set for a bounce back. So let's start off in college right now. Michigan and Michigan State. Michigan is taking on the Minnesota Golden Gophers, and we now know what Michigan is all about. It's about the run and more runs. Minnesota is coming off a 31-14 loss against Iowa last Saturday. The Gophers allowed Caleb Johnson to rush for over 206 yards and 3 touchdowns. Michigan's MO has now become controlling the game on the ground behind this offensive line and allowing their defense to basically hold off their other opponents. I do believe one day they will get exposed, but I don't believe it'll be this Saturday, as Minnesota struggled against the run even when they saw it coming. So this again allows another week for Michigan to sit here and ground and pound the
Just
ball.
had to take it.
No Diddy, as they try and figure out a way to kind of move forward and move this offense along with the passing game. So, against my better judgment, give me Michigan -9, or you can take the over at 35.5, which I think is a really low for them as of right now for the Brown Jug game. What do you guys think?
Wow.
I like the little Brown Jug game. And my question here is do you have faith that Alex Orji can throw for at least 75 yards?
No, not 75. Hell no. 40? Okay, we're talking there. 40, yeah, we can do 40.
This is real. I cannot believe this, man.
This is tricky. I think I'm taking Michigan and I'm taking the over.
Ooh.
35.5 is such a small number.
It is so low.
Like I want to. I should say I can't take Michigan over without taking the over 35.5. Like how are they going to win by 10 points and both teams combined to score 36?
So what, Mullings a couple, 2-3 touchdowns for Mullings?
I'm thinking in my head at least 2 touchdowns apiece from Edwards and Mullings.
And then maybe one running from Orji? He might get one running.
He might get one running.
We might get one Orji in the end zone.
Ew.
So if Minnesota scores 13, if they score a touchdown and 2 field goals,
Michigan gets at least 4 touchdowns, right?
Yeah, that would mean Michigan would have to score 24 or 23 points.
Ooh. 4 touchdowns from Michigan and then a touchdown and a field goal from Minnesota gets you to 38. So that's what I would probably be looking at. That's pretty realistic. But, I mean, JB, I don't know why you're betting Michigan, man. Shout out Greg B29 in the chat. Michigan runs that Jackson Lumen Christie like wing T offense. They're going to be handing the ball off every which way this year.
Which is exactly what I said. They're just going to be sitting here running the ball. I think as of now, Sharon Moore has kind of got to figure it out that, hey, we got to work on this quarterback a lot. And right now, if we can sit here and focus on the ground game to get us another win, they're going to attempt to do that once again.
That's what I'm hoping at least, if all you're going to do is run, variate how the looks are, variate the different packages, variate the motions, the pitches, the swings, all of that. I'm okay with if you can just line up and punch them in the mouth over and over and over again like you did Penn State. I'm okay with you doing that. But I do believe it builds the confidence of a quarterback like an Alex Orji if he can be involved with positive plays. You need this guy to have confidence. He is the leader out there on that football field as your quarterback. And so I'm at the very least hoping that they find some way to scheme up something to variate how their run packages are.
Yeah.
And they can get 50 passing yards.
Yeah, here are two options for the over Michigan and under the over. Under the over. Todd Sain says a 24-3 Michigan victory. It's his prediction. That would check that box. And Anonymous 27-7 Michigan lead. That'd be 34 points. So that's Michigan with the over and under 35.5 points.
I am curious.
I can get on that board.
I know JB has to continue with the Caesar Sportsbook. So Chase, if you don't mind, can you see if there is any props on Alex Orji? I am just curious as to what Vegas is saying.
Gross.
I am. I'm just because I'm sitting here like, bro, you can't tell me throughout all the spring ball and as long as he's been here that you didn't know that you didn't have a quarterback that can't get you 75 to 140 yards. It's a little hard to believe. But if that's what the case is, I am just intrigued. I am intrigued. You continue, JB.
Hey, like I said, I don't know if there's going to be orgies in the end zone, but I'm at least hoping Michigan can kind of just pull this together a little bit on the ground. I think, Chase, you got something?
Yeah, it's him over shaking his head.
Yeah, I'm looking at the passing yards props,
you were shaking your
passing
head.
touchdown props. They only have props for Minnesota's quarterback.
What?
Yeah.
Look at brother's face.
You can bet on Alex Orji to have over or under 41.5 rushing yards, but there are no passing props.
I had no idea. I was just intrigued. Like, I wonder what Vegas is saying. The Vegas is like, we ain't gonna be here. Golly.
Yeah,
God. Just rushing yards?
There's just passing props, passing yards for Max Brosmer, and passing touchdown props for Max Brosmer. Alex Orji not included.
This is terrible. I gotta rethink this. I was like, scheme something. He gotta be able to hit an open cut like Loveland, bro.
No, it's not. It's not.
Yeah, I mean, JB, what did you have the spread at as well?
When I seen it, it was 35.5. Has it gone up or down?
It's still 35.5 for the over/under, but they got Michigan at -10.5 now. I don't know if they moved the line.
They moved the line.
I think they did. Because what do you have it at? Was it at 9?
Yeah, it was at 9. I mean, you can still probably do an alternate spread at 9.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
If you want to take 10, that's on you. I probably wouldn't do that, but 9. All right, keep it at single digits for me, at least.
Goodness, man.
But that's
goodness.
What sucks even more is my Spartans now, as they got to go and take on Ohio State. OSU is hitting the road to take on MSU under the lights. It's a night game, actually, which I found surprising.
Oh, come on.
We will find out a lot about this Ohio State team, as this is their first real road test. Ryan Day has his star QB, running back, wide receiver. He has everything over there. Now the only thing is, can he do something with them? Compete for them, as they are... I don't know. Their competition as of lately has been soft when it comes to Ohio State. But MSU is coming off an emotional loss to Boston College in that game, which we saw a very seesaw battle defensively. Ohio State has put up in previous games 38 or more points in the last 4 meetings, 49 at one point in time in 3 of those last games. So I am sitting here wishing good luck to my Spartans. I got faith in you. But I don't know if I got faith in you to win this game. So I am just taking the over in this at 48.5. What do you guys think?
I just real quick, I just want to confirm that both quarterbacks in the Michigan State-Ohio State matchup have passing props for touchdowns and yards. You can bet on either quarterback in that game.
Better than Michigan.
Yo, the chat went crazy for that. They were just surprised. I don't know who said it, but somebody said Vegas confirmed that Alex Orji is not a quarterback either. I'm just like, dang.
Hey, Dave Portnoy does have some money out. If anyone can find a quarterback for Michigan, $1 to $3 million right here, NIL money.
Shoot, can any of us throw better than Alex Orji and Davis Warren?
I can.
Nah, no, I
Let's
can.
go.
I definitely can.
See that mountain over there?
I'm going to go over.
But I can throw a football clean over it.
Oh, Rico?
Yes.
Uncle Rico?
Throw it in your mouth.
Me and Chase are on the same page cinematically today.
Oh, man.
TV show.
I'm
going over.
Napoleon
Unfortunately, I think Ohio State has a big offensive day.
Yeah.
I see why you didn't put the line on the game, but
it's like 23 or 24.5, which I thought was like, wow, like, geez.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
23.5 confirmed, yeah.
23.5.
Yeah, I'm taking the over.
Yeah, let's rock with the over.
Rocking with the over?
Yeah.
I feel you. I feel you on that one. Now moving on to the NFL, I will save my Lions bet for Monday. So once we get some more information on all these injuries figured out as well too, but I do have some NFL prop bets or bets for you guys well too. I'm going with one of Flannel Sam's favorite teams. It's the Chiefs and the Chargers. If the Chargers want to stay competitive, they need this to be a very low-scoring game rather than a shootout. For the first 3 weeks, the Chargers have cashed the under, and that is due to Dobbins chewing up the clock, keeping the ball out of Herbert's hands from throwing it. Who so far this season, Justin Herbert, has only had has not thrown for more than 150 yards in a game, which is kind of sad. The under has also cashed due to the Chargers' defense. They've allowed the 6th fewest rushing yards and the 10th fewest passing yards per game due to Harbaugh's impact on this team. Mahomes has lost some playmakers and is adjusting to life without them. So my expectations is for Mahomes to try to keep targeting Rashee Rice, as Travis Kelce has now entered his dark era in the Taylor Swift era. So I am taking the under in the Chiefs and the Chargers under 40.5. What do you guys think about that?
Chiefs and the Chargers under 40.5?
Yep.
Seems like it has the makings to be an over, but...
Yeah, I want to say over because I'm like 40.5, that's not very much, but JB brings up a good point. Their commitment to the run, the Chargers' commitment to the run with J.K. Dobbins. I'm going to take the over, though. It's a feeling.
I don't think Herbert's playing for the Chargers.
Herbert's not playing?
Oh,
I'm double checking, but he hurt his ankle last week.
Oh,
yeah, no, he's questionable. If he's
that
not
changes
playing,
everything.
Yeah, he was hurt
then
going.
I'll go under.
He was banged up going into last week. He gave it a go, but then he ended up getting hurt and injuring himself further. So I'm trying to confirm right now if he's playing or not.
Okay.
That's not...
Assuming Herbert is
under.
playing, I'm taking the over.
What Broder said.
Boom.
If he doesn't, definitely taking the under.
Chase will confirm and we'll come back. What are you thinking, JB?
I'm still leaning the under on this one. If Herbert plays, if he doesn't, like I said, Harbaugh's impact on this thing has become a run-first type of offense. I think he's trying to make the Michigan Wolverines out in the LA Chargers as well. So J.K. Dobbins is actually doing his job pretty well. And like I said, you don't want to get in the shootout with Patrick Mahomes. This is not the type of game for that, and you do not have the quarterback for that either. So
J.K. Dobbins is doing his job, which is why I decided to sell high with Dante151 in the chat in our Wake Up Woodward Fantasy League, trading J.K. Dobbins, Zach Moss, and Brian Thomas for Derrick Henry, James Conner, and Caleb Williams.
What you got, Chase?
So it looks like he's been limited in practice for the second straight day. However, they also are a team with a Week 5 bye, so they're balancing the cost-benefit of this divisional matchup against the Chiefs versus the added week of rest.
Gotcha.
If I'm reading this quote correctly, it's looking like things aren't heading that way as far as playing on Sunday against the Chiefs.
All right, so if he's not playing, I'll take the under.
Got him.
Even more of a reason to run the ball. Taylor Heineke isn't going to throw it like Herbert.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you got to make sure that you control as much of that time of possession as possible. It's on that ground game without a Herbert there. Yeah, under for me.
Exactly. This game coming up, I expect a lot more from this team, but I'm going to take them anyway. It's the Texans for me. The Jags look damn awful going out in their last outing to Buffalo, which can also be said with the Texans as well, too, and the Vikings. Trevor Lawrence has completed barely 50% of his passes this season, while the defense got schooled by Josh Allen. This is a big divisional game where a win for the Jags could put them one win out of first place in the AFC South, which is unreal. But I don't think that's going to happen. The Texans are loaded. They are loaded, and I'm not panicking just off of one bad showing to the Vikings. So I am taking the under, well, not the under in this game, but I am taking the Texans in this game to at least cover the spread that's set at 6 right now. Now, like I said, the Texans are loaded. They will be without Joe Mixon once again. I think Tank Dell is also out as well, too. But even still, I think the Texans have a lot on this team to bounce over the Jags. I just have no confidence in the Jags at all. But what do you guys think?
Zero confidence in the Jaguars. I don't know what's wrong with them. I mean, it doesn't work. I don't know. I'm taking the Texans with a bounce back win here over the Jaguars. It'll probably be 10 points or more.
Oh yeah, no, this is a Texans get right game for me personally. Definitely.
Yeah. One of the questions, I know we didn't get to it, but one of the questions we had in Peaks and Cheeks was, is Trevor Lawrence now the second worst contract in the NFL besides Deshaun Watson? Like, are they regretting that?
That's a rough contract.
But sorry, Chase. I know we gotta.
I would just say I'd take the Texans spread and the over probably. I just think the Texans are going to put up close to 30 points this week, so you don't need a lot to get from Jacksonville to get the over.
See, rolling with the Texans. Hey, you got to bounce back on this one as well too. And finally, I will end my betting segment with this. Let me get this off the screen real quick. The Steelers and the Colts.
Steelers.
I know. Look. Pittsburgh is 3-0, which is shocking. What's even more shocking is that they're holding their opponents to at least under 8.5 points per game. The Steelers are facing an inaccurate quarterback in Anthony Richardson. I still like you, man. Which I expect the defense to give him a ton of problems when dropping back to pass with their pass rush. The Steelers may hit a few explosive plays with George Pickens, but they are still a ground and pound team offense first off. They'll take long drives eating up the clock once again, and this will be their style of play all throughout the season. That's coming across as making this team with their pace of play. So, with this one, I am taking the under. That is also set at 40 right now in the Steelers versus the Colts. But what do you guys think?
Under.
Yeah.
Eagle, over, cover.
I like that Steelers defense, man. I like both of the defenses. I think this is going to be an under.
If you said if the line was under 20, I'd probably take the under. This could be a 10-7 win for either team. I don't know who's going to win. This is so under, it's not even close. What do some people call it? Get right? Under.
Yeah.
This is not financial advice.
Brian Roof, Steelers versus Colts. Smash the over on INTs.
Seriously.
Yeah, there will probably be a lot of those too.
Smash the under on total passes thrown. Jonathan Taylor and the Steelers running backs, you're gonna rush 50 times. Sorry.
I'm going to take the under as well. I think last week the Chargers-Steelers game was like a 30-point total for the whole game. So, I mean, I just kind of figuring this gives off very similar vibes, probably a little bit more turnovers from Indianapolis. So I'm gonna go with the Steelers.
It's taking the Steelers on that one. And like I said, I will wait until Monday to give out my Lions bet. Got to figure some things out, especially with the injuries and the updates that's coming and who will be playing and who will be matching up against everyone. But as of now, those are my Caesars bets as of right now. And like I said, always remember the rules, everybody. Bet smart, not with your heart. Know your bankroll. Know what you're willing to win and lose. And always remember, parlays are for suckers. Stop doing that. They're just taking your money.
Zing. Let's take a real quick break. Let's take a real quick break so we can come back for What's Trending, mailbag. Get this in. JB, I'm going to read Boys and Girls Club of Southeastern Michigan. You want the watch party right after that?
Yeah.
Cool. Let me tell you about BGCSM, because they are the best youth football league in Metro Detroit. The Boys and Girls Club of Southeastern Michigan's 3C Sports League offers youth 5 to 14 with 6 exciting teams to choose from in Detroit, Belleville, Highland Park, and East Point. All the coaches, they're trained, certified, and undergo a background check so your kids can be safe. So register for football or cheer at bgcsm.org. Put the youth back in youth sports with BGCSM 3C Sports. Kool-Aid.
Hey, you know what? I got to tell you guys about the Detroit Lions and the watch parties, man. You guys said you wanted to be a part of them last year, the Woodward Sports watch parties. Well, now you can, live at Hayes Social in Shelby Township. It is a New Holland Brewing Company watch party with the heavyweights and Woodward personalities and the post-game show with Stick and Anson. We're giving you guys, look, it's instant reaction to all of the biggest plays. You're able to be there and just be with all of the other Detroit fans there. And when the Lions score, it's epic, man. You get the Joe Louis horn. You're getting all of the fans singing. The fight song is blaring. It's an epic time. And the food is great, too. Come eat, drink, and cheer on the brand new Lions at Hayes Social on Detroit's #1 sports network. Woodward Sports, right after the game, post-game show. Brought to you by Tangerine Space Machine, Tully your local long drink, 1800 Tequila, Soroki's, and Sabbath Coffee.
So just to get the heated steering wheel, I also had the spring for the bigger rims.
Yeah, that's how they get you. Those upgrades will cost you an arm and a leg every time.
Hey, new car crew, how'd it go this weekend? I got a great deal on mine.
How?
I went to Randy Wise, not those other guys. They got me in a great new ride, and they didn't break my budget. Hey, could you pass me the sugar?
How?
Never mind.
He made the wise choice.
Yep.
Make the wise choice at randywisechevy.com.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
To prove that you can get just as strong at Planet Fitness, we're seeing if people can tell the difference between our 75-pound dumbbell and a 75-pound dumbbell from an overpriced competitor gym. Okay, the old flick test, that never fails.
There's literally no difference.
Plus, you can save $28 or more when you join today. Wow.
Why would I pay more to lift the same weights?
It's the Planet Fitness Strong Choice Sale. Save $28 or more. Join for $1 down, $15 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends October 10th. Planet Fitness. Light price, strong choice.
1800 Tequila, one of my favorites. Official tequila of the Woodward Sports Lions watch parties and post-game show. So join 1800 Tequila and Woodward Sports every Lions games live at Hayes Social in Shelby Township and celebrate these wins with the smooth 1800 Tequila. Proud sponsor of your Detroit Lions. That's 1800 Tequila, the best taste in tequila. Just remember, drink responsibly.
Oh, man, yo, the chat has been on one. But attention, Detroit sports fans. Don't miss out on expert sports injury insights with Dr. Jeff Pierce of Michigan Sports and Spine. Join Dr. Pierce every Tuesday during Big D Energy and every Thursday during Armani and Edwards, where he's offering you top-notch injury advice, and he's giving his quick instant analysis on some of the injuries that concern our sports teams. Join Dr. Pierce every trust the guy at DMAC Trust. Dr. Jeff Pierce, he's here to keep you in the game and performing at your best. For more information, visit MichiganSportsandSpine.com or call 248-426-9944.
Yes, Kool-Aid, and we're getting into the time of year where you want to give, you want to volunteer. So I'd encourage you to do that with the Salvation Army. Because I don't know if you have ever thought about volunteering, but don't necessarily know where to start. I encourage you to start with the Salvation Army's Red Kettle campaign. Visit registertoring.org to sign up for shifts. You got the option to choose from 2-hour sessions at a physical site or participate in a virtual bell ringing shift to raise funds from the comfort of your own home. So virtual bell ringers, they can sign up and begin raising funds at any time. Usually begins around Friday, November 7th and runs through Christmas Eve excluding Thanksgiving and Sunday. So again, to sign up for volunteer shifts, visit registertoring.com.
What up, though, people? Welcome back. It is Wake Up Woodward, and it is that time for that segment that you guys have all come to know and love. It is What's Trending, and Mike G says, can JB do his Gambit voice more doing What's Trending? Man, we might have to have JB Gambit and do that voice all during What's Trending.
That voice is terrible. I attempted that, but that was just terrible.
Do it again, JB. Do it again.
Let's spark up with the dispel. You know what I'm saying, brother.
And now it's time for the most electrifying segment on the internet. Bum, bum, bum. It's What's Trending with JB. Live on Wake Up Woodward.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is JB some boo.
He don't need the baby oil to be so smooth.
Oh my God, Chase! What the?
Oh jeez,
Chase, man.
Freak off, baby.
Oh God. Well, I guess it is a freak off Friday. I guess I don't know, but it is a Friday. It is a Friday. I know that best. And
Hey,
damn.
get the people JB Gambit one more time.
Oh man. Oh, I'm about to make a name for myself right there.
Yeah, JB. Get it, JB.
Like I said, it is a Friday. It's probably a freak off Friday to some of you all, but damn, man, Craig, you got knocked up.
Whoa! Oh! Dang!
He goes, I'm good.
I'm good. Oh!
Isn't a ring supposed to keep you in it?
That's what I thought, but I guess not.
Dog.
Yikes.
That was pretty rough. That was pretty rough. I'm not gonna lie. Not gonna lie.
Sheesh, man.
Oh man. But that was rough, and this one is rough as well too. Kool-Aid, you know I gotta come to you with all the kid videos.
Yeah.
I don't think his nephew's seen it coming.
Oh man, what's about to happen? What are we doing? What are we doing? Oh! As always, the rule of thumb. Are you okay? Can you feel your extremities? Then I can laugh at you. Oh my word! I didn't think it was gonna do that much damage, bro.
You wouldn't think that kind of ball would do that much damage, but jeez.
That looked like a wrecking ball.
Yeah, like a wrecking ball.
Oh, it does. You think like obviously it is light, but how it's able to shoot that kid backwards? Like wow.
Goodness.
I love it though.
I love it too. Shout out to Justin. I know he's up at school right now, but I think I found him at one of these festivals, but I'll have to wait to ask him for myself. But let me know what you guys think.
Justin! Cooler so strong it doubles as a party stretcher.
That dude, Justin, have you ever seen this at any of your festivals, man?
Or have you been this way at any of your festivals?
See, I know Justin's a little party animal, but I think I don't know if he'd be one of the, I mean, maybe at one point, but I see him as one, he enjoys the music so much. I could see it, pushing it a little bit, but not getting over the edge. I think Justin's got this.
Would you guys carry me like this if it was needed?
Oh, yeah.
Can I depend on you all?
We got you.
Thank you, guys.
David Goggins, who's going to carry the boats?
We got you, man. You know we got you.
Oil.
You know we got you, man. And finally, I will end What's Trending with this, because, Broder, we haven't done this in a while. A coaching culture segment.
Come on.
Because we're still out here trying to find you a love connection. But you have several.
Broder's harem.
You have several as it is right now.
Oh, my gosh. Angel Reese, really?
Yes.
Did you guys?
I'm telling you, put a ring on it, brother.
She came out with her own qualifications not too long ago, of what she's looking for in a partner.
Do I have to miss layups?
No, you have to be in the NBA. You have to be in the NBA, and you have to be a certain height. I think it's 6'5" or something like that.
6'7" or something.
Yeah,
like that.
there's certain height requirements. She's like a roller coaster. You got to be so tall to ride.
Look, man, she'll clear it up well.
I got the height down. NBA. National Bunting Association. I'm in it. 6'5" NBA. Let's go.
Let's go.
See, we made it work. We made it work there for you. But I got to show you these ones first. First up, very lovely young lady. I'll admit, I used to have a crush on her back in my day when she was on One-on-One. But you probably all know her from the Proud Family. One Miss Kyla Pratt.
Hey!
Wow. I always used to think she was very cute. She's from the Proud Family?
Yeah, and then that commercial
Proud
as well.
Yeah.
I mean the cartoon as well.
Yeah, that's the Proud Family, yep.
She looks so wholesome.
One Miss Kyla Pratt there for you. So
Yeah.
that's one option.
One.
Now the second option.
She was a legend to all of us when we were teens,
She's
bro.
from the
Yeah.
streets. She's from the streets, brother. She has a very successful rap career as
Oh,
it is right now.
I think I know who this one is.
Oh boy, I
Big
think
Glow?
no.
Oh, okay.
Actually, yeah, you're right.
She's from the streets?
Miss Glorilla.
Oh, I knew it. I knew it.
Chase
yeah, I
is
knew
so
it.
excited.
Wait, what's her name?
Glorilla.
This might be in Chase's harem.
Wait,
He's too excited over there right now.
I didn't hear the name. Who is it?
Glorilla.
Glorilla.
Yeah.
I see some intrigue.
I'm a fan.
Hey!
I've never seen this girl before. I like this style. She got some swag.
Oh, yeah. She's got a lot of swag.
Is that a tattoo or is that a necklace?
That is a necklace.
man.
That's a necklace?
Well, which one are you talking about?
On
reds?
the
Oh, the one on the right, the red.
that one.
Yeah, that's a tattoo.
Yeah. She got some ink.
She got some ink, brother.
Yeah,
so
I like
I
her.
will put it up to you like this.
Would you
Glorilla.
guys satisfy
Glorilla?
this like button?
Bro Filla.
Broderwood. Chase is in there. Put the camera on Chase. Chase, are you satisfying this like button?
I have a few Glorilla songs on the playlist.
Hey. So, brother, Glorilla or the lovely Kyla Pratt.
Glorilla, baby.
Hey.
Glorilla, baby.
I like it.
Take me.
My man said I
Look
want
here,
the
brother.
barbecue. I don't want dinner with the family. I like that. I like that energy. Let's go.
She had a really pretty smile.
Listen, as soon as the picture went up, though, I saw Broder's face. Like I could see exactly where
He
this
just
was
lit up.
trending.
Swag.
You see what I
don't
did
know.
there?
She's got swag. She's got a smile. I'm a fan. Glorilla.
Broder and Glow.
Glorilla,
Yeah.
Glorilla. All right. Didn't think that was happening, but
Glorilla.
hey, that's
Little
it for what's
gloater.
trending.
Hey, and you know what? The relationship name will be
Gloater or Brorilla?
Brorilla.
Brorilla.
Hey,
Yeah.
let's
it's,
rock,
It's
man.
guerrilla warfare.
But that's it for what's
Or
Or
trending.
Gloater. Which one would it be? What's you guys' name?
Gloater's weird.
Brorilla sounds better.
Yeah, go with that one.
The gloaters are on the other shows later in the day.
Oh.
Shots fired.
He got his girl. He feeling good. He was spicy today, man. Yo, what a show.
What a show. What a show.
I love this.
What's
stuff,
happening to some
dog.
mailbag?
Let's do it. JB Smooth, what's trending with JB? That was huge.
Good job, as always.
We got Feldman Reed. Feldman Reed to tell you about our sponsor segment. This is one of our go-tos, Feldman Chevrolet, since 1996. Feldman Automotive. They've been driven to provide a fast, convenient, and first-class car buying experience. It's called the Feldman Advantage. They had over 18 locations, so there's a Feldman dealership in your backyard. Visit feldmanauto.com to find the location nearest you. Feldman Chevrolet, Detroit's #1 Chevy dealer. What are these giggles, by the way? What is this giggling going on?
Who
Bro,
farted in the chat put
the
this?
chat's on one, bro.
What would they say?
Who farted put this?
You're still wagging. Got it.
Yeah.
Oh my
So
gosh.
Glorilla, she's from the streets?
He's from the streets.
I think he was someone said she's a little bit more for the streets, but you know, that's more of like a perception. She seems like a nice woman.
Yeah, she seems like a nice person.
I
She's
see
just
some
like
Brorillas in the chat right now.
Yeah,
man.
I'll
Shout
put
to
you under
Jerry
her.
Alexander.
I'll put you under her Instagram after we're done with this.
Deal.
Yeah.
Deal. I always dreamed of giving like an award acceptance speech.
Yeah.
And it goes a little something like this. I would like to thank the sidewalks for keeping me off the streets all these years.
Hey.
Zing.
Let's go.
Feldman mailbag.
Hey.
I know we got one.
Wake up.
CK Feldman mailbag. Who's ready to have a weekend, boys? Go Blue and go Tigers. Get it done. So there we go. Who's ready to have a weekend?
I'm ready to have a weekend, man. It felt great last weekend when everything went right. I think it's going to happen again this weekend.
Almost everything went right.
Almost.
Almost.
Hey, you know what, JB? I think this is a weekend where everything will go right, though. I do.
I'm hoping, man. I'm hoping. Trust me.
Here we go. Rando Smalls. Feldman mailbag. Most underrated drink. Mine's a Johnny Vegas. Tequila, watermelon pucker, splash a monster.
Well, I mess with Johnny Vegas.
What drinks you guys are into?
Simple and sweet. I get the Dirty Shirley, but your Rumplemints, brother.
Yeah.
Rumplemints. Yeah.
That's
Really?
Yeah, Rumplemints is the best.
I finally met someone. I have two friends, and Rumplemints is kind of our thing. Chase is a Rumplemints guy. Remember, this is like 100 proof peppermint schnapps.
Yeah. Shout out the cabin. They used to try to give us that as like the newbies to like kind of mess with them, but I used to eat it up. Love the Rumplemints.
And it's like, especially if you're single, you're going out to the bar or at the bar and you're talking to a nice lady, you can A, chase it with water, and it actually works better. And B, it's like you're drinking and you get mouthwash at the same time. Your breath just brightens up.
Yeah. Get the beer off your breath.
Just drink a White Claw at that point in time. Damn.
All that sugar. All that sugar. While I look for the next one, any underrated drinks?
You can't go wrong with the Jaeger bomb. Like,
agreed.
It's agreed,
JB. Yeah, you're right there.
You can't go wrong with the Jaeger bomb. Gummy bear shot, green tea shots. You know, I'm all about shots, but that's just me.
Shot.
Ooh, I'm gonna put Kool-Aid on the spot.
What up, though?
Yashawn Judah says, Feldman mailbag. With the NBA season approaching, who's your favorite to make it to the finals in the East and West? And I won't hold you to this one when we do our official predictions, but
yeah,
who are you thinking East and West right now?
Maybe just run it back, man. I Boston Celtics, Denver Nuggets.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's run it back.
Run it back. Boston Celtics and Denver Nuggets. I do. Are you guys down to take some more Feldman mailbag questions?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Oh, yeah.
I do have to run. I have a doctor's appointment I got to get to, so I got to leave right here at 10 o'clock. So I want to say thank you. I wanted to say bye. Keep getting the Feldman mailbag questions in. I don't know when there's ever a good time to do this, so I'm going to do it since I'm up here next to you, my guy.
I know you're going to break Phil's
We'll talk
heart,
more
man.
about it next week, I'm sure. Next week is going to be my last week with Wake Up Woodward. Life is getting in the way. I had to take a job out of the sports media. I hope to be back as soon as possible. Save up some money to get back here to Woodward Sports to support the guys. I'm hoping I'll still be able to do Woodward in Maine. It's looking like that will be the case. But while I was up here on the decks next to Kool-Aid with JB, Chase, I wanted to be sure to tell you guys straight up, so freaking grateful for this opportunity. It hurts. It hurts walking away from Wake Up Woodward, but I encourage you all to keep supporting this team. These guys are amazing, and there's only going to be great things in front. I'll be in the chat as much as possible. So next week will be my last week. We got some big things to cover next week. We got Tigers, Lions, and everything coming up. Trying to stay positive, but again, I couldn't be more grateful to Woodward Sports, Chad, Jesse, Joey, Stick, everybody here for this opportunity to host the morning show, to host Wake Up Woodward. So we're going to have a week next week. We're going to have some fun. So I encourage you, everyone, please continue to support, as I will too, whether I'm on the show or not. Keep getting your Feldman mailbag questions in. Hit me up on Twitter outside of live on air. We made so many great connections in this chat. It's sad. But I'm grateful for this opportunity, and I can't wait to get back. I can't wait to get back here. That's my goal, to get back as soon as possible. So let's continue this Let's continue this excitement around the Tigers. I don't like that word either.
You don't like the path?
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I love those guys too.
Yeah, and firstly, everybody continue to support Broder, his endeavors, his professional ability, and the fact that it's not a goodbye, it's a see you later.
Yeah.
This is a situation where this is always Wake Up Woodward. You're always in the starting five, and you know that. We know all the talks and conversations we've had for a few years here, and I know for one, I don't know how if I'm even sitting here in this position right now. Like I'm talking to Big Sean the other day, and I know that you've done a lot of advocating for me personally behind the scenes well before even this show. And then when we got this opportunity, it was all about making sure I had an opportunity to be on the desk as well. And it just speaks really to what Woodward Sports is kind of behind the scenes, the way that we are trying to fend for our brothers, and the fact that this is always going to be, Wake Up Woodward is always going to be your show too. There's never a version of this show that doesn't. If you want to walk in here, and I don't care, any day, you already know that.
We got bunting practice. We got to continue to coach up on the bunts.
Yeah,
I appreciate that, Kool-Aid. We'll say our goodbyes and everything next Friday.
Yeah,
but I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Keep the energy up, everybody. Keep the energy up. Get a couple more questions in here. I hate to sneak out. I'd love to hang on for the next couple minutes, but I got to hit the road. If you could put that one shot on Kool-Aid or Chase to read off the mailbag question. Oh, shoot.
That's what it's all about, man.
I love you guys. I love you guys. Maybe that wasn't
Love
the
you
best,
too,
the
brother.
best timing to do.
No, I think it's appropriate.
It's never really a good time.
I don't want to
but,
rip any
you know,
Band-Aid.
it's something that we all gotta kind of just grin and bear it, and just openly admit it and take it. You know?
We'll let it be that. We'll end the show with that. I don't, I'd rather that be the vibe. You deserve a lot, and if I could give that to you, I would. And that's why I will always go out of my way to make sure. I don't care if people think it's cheesy. I don't care if people think it's corny. I don't care if people like, yo, you're just gonna give these people props to this. Yes, because I know the personal investment that people are making to make this happen. I don't care if people think we're good. I don't really care. I look at these people in their eyes every single day, and I know that they're working 3 and 4 jobs. I know that they're advocating for me and I for them. I know that people in here care for this. And if we could make it perfect, we would. And that's why I'm going to always give Rod Beard a drum roll. I'm always going to call people who've made impacts legends, because that's what matters to me. I don't care if you know them or not. There's a lot of people who didn't know Broder before this stint. But I got an opportunity to know Broder. I got an opportunity to have successes. I got an opportunity to enjoy a lot. And there's a whole lot of the people at Woodward, from Stick, Joey, Chad, Jesse, and others, who play a role in that, especially the WUW Crew. But I'm going to always make sure people understand, especially the guys that I run with, that I'm going to give them their flowers, because we never know when we're going to face situations like this. So thank you, Broder. Seriously, we'll let that be the show, man. Golly.
Hey, if you need any insurance, I got you.
All right. Well, we got another week.
Actually, Mark White has got you. Actually, yeah.
Mark
Go
White
to Mark
and
White
Broder
for all your
has you.
insurance needs.
Mark White and Broder has you. How about that? They got
All
you
right.
covered on both ends.
Yeah. I love you guys. Lions game, Tigers. This is going to be a huge weekend for Detroit sports. I know this mood just changed a little bit, but honestly,
just take us out, bro. Here.
All right, let's go. Actually,
you take us out.
Where's my glove? I'll get you with the baseball. We'll do this again next week, too. Man, thanks for an amazing week. Let's have ourselves a weekend. For Chase, for JB, for Kool-Aid, Justin, Flannel, Terry Foster, everyone who's been a part of Wake Up Woodward, have a wonderful weekend. I'll hit you with the changeup on the way out.